What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Season 5, Week 1 of Valhalla Esports. I am joined today by Tactic and Evbot, as I am your resident shoutcaster, Malco. And on the production today, helping me with production today is the baby dips Blitzkrieg, who's currently sitting muted on the mic, but most definitely here in spirit. Hopefully you guys can hear us. Hopefully you guys can hear everybody else here. How you guys doing today, Tactic and Evbot?
Being chilling.
I'm glad to be back.
Dude, it's great to hear you guys and great to see you guys actually on the casting desk. I don't think I've ever gotten a chance to, cast with you guys. This is already gonna be a fun time for me. We had some great conversation, and we're sorry that we're so late. Unfortunately, Melko made a big oopsie and didn't realize that Tuesday was Patch Tuesday. So we had a lot of transferring of an old patch to do. But we are here now, and we're ready to bring you guys this great matchup of Demonic Ascension versus the GOAT Kings. And as you guys can see here, we have GOAT Kings on the left side, Demonic Ascension on the right. And with the callouts really quickly on the GOAT King side, top lane is Doom Vanilla, the jungle is insert name here. Mid lane with Halcyon, ADC, GOAT King Beard, support Filthy Birdman. And for the Demonic Ascension team on the right side, top lane is going to be Genos Jungle, the Golden Pharaoh, mid Envy the Reaper, ADC Junie, and support CLG Worthy Dust. And Hailstrom already joining us in the chat here. Thank you, kind sir. And what are you guys thinking about these two matchups here?
If I'm looking at it just from the names, GOAT Kings is pretty salaried towards the top side of the map, so I would hope to see them leverage that advantage. Whereas Demonic Ascension is a little bit more salaried towards the bot side. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how the draft evolves with that in mind.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of familiar faces on both of these teams. I think the only one I haven't recognized is Genos up in the top lane for Demonic. But yeah, you're exactly right. Hopefully, GOAT Kings can play towards that top side with the top jungle mid trio, and then all that salary for Demonic Ascension and the AD carry with Junie. So this could be an interesting one for sure.
Definitely. I kind of suspected that the roles that they're anticipating to play for Demonic Ascension is to anticipate to play safe, but GOAT Kings tend to also do the same thing, where it's just kind of play safe and make sure that bot lane doesn't get completely set on fire. Yes, thank you guys. I went ahead and I turned up everybody just a little bit more because I know I can be kind of loud, so I had to actually turn my mic down a tiny bit, and I made sure I turned up the guys on the Discord here, so you guys should be able to hear them. Let me know if you guys cannot. I'll be paying attention as much as I possibly can, and we'll make sure that those differences get settled as much as possible. So yeah, I'm actually very excited for the bot lane matchups because both of these laners want to try to play safe and allow their supports to roam and make something else happen all over the map. While you do have on Demonic Ascension side, there's the Golden Pharaoh, who tends to be a very aggressive as a jungler in general. And I feel that he's going to be trying to constantly invade, trying to at least make something happen against insert, and hopefully just get a faster steadfast footing for Demonic Ascension and be able to lead them to victory. If anything, it's going to be probably a lot dependent on the top jungle duos to really make the game work out for their teams in general.
Yeah, what I kind of expect is insert being on more of like an enabler jungler to kind of help Doom and Halcyon get ahead in their lanes. And hopefully Beard and Birdman absorb the pressure while their top side of the map kind of is able to get that lead going and kind of be able to distribute the wealth, as it were.
Yeah, I think it's really difficult to ban out some of these players, especially looking at in-houses and things. Like Junie will play anything, AP carry, AD carry, it doesn't matter. So it's interesting to see if they're going to start targeting banning some of these other laners, if they're going to try to throw some towards her and get some of her hard carries out.
Honestly, I wouldn't be very surprised if they do try to go after Junie, considering that's probably a decent chunk of the salary I feel for the side of Demonic Ascension is actually placed onto her. So if
Yep.
anything, it would make sense to try to ban her out, get her on something uncomfortable that she wouldn't really be able to play. But as you said, that between the mages and the 80 carries that she can play, how do you exactly ban that out without basically trying to force 5 bans bot lane? So it's kind of hard. Actually, when you think about it, it is in that sense. If you really want to try to pinch out the strongest player on Demonic Ascension, it's actually a little bit harder for them. But I feel that Goat Kings isn't too worried about that because I think they have a pretty decent depth for their team, at least when it comes to what type of champions that all their players can actually play into a proficiency. I think they have enough depth where they might be able to come up with some kind of team composition that will be able to allow them to win.
Totally agree. Ready for draft?
Awesome, awesome. If you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get right into this draft for game 1 right here. And you guys are going to see we have Goat Kings on blue side, Demonic Ascension on the red side. The very first ban we are getting out of here is the Lux. Very expected, as that can go towards the mid lane with Envy or towards Junie in the bot lane, so they get rid of that flex immediately. We do see the Kennen banned away from Halcyon, a very strong champion for him. They do not want to allow that extreme team fight enabler to be allowed on that side. We do see Junie once again being targeted, as the Jhin is also banned. I'm not sure if Envy has been potentially bringing that mid at any point with 80 carries going everywhere. Then we do have the Mordekaiser immediately banned. No way that's going either top or jungle if possible. ADC once again pinched, as the Ezreal is banned from Junie. And then we do see the Aurora, an extremely strong champion in general at this current moment, banned from both teams. So we're going to then get the first pick being the Varus here for Goat Kings. A very, very comfortable champion for Beard.
I'm a little interested in the Ezreal ban just because I'm not super familiar if Junie actually plays Ezreal or not.
I'm not sure if we saw her play it in houses. I think a lot of Envy and Junie's pools are going to overlap a little bit. I'm not sure if Envy's were like going to pull out some of these, mid AD picks or not. We did see the Hoi locked in here. I'm assuming that also could be flexed towards the bot side, or that's probably going towards Envy in the mid lane. Well, I stand corrected.
An immediate Vex pick, almost just like that. Apparently I am actually very, very quiet. Okay, let me go ahead and just how's that sound now? So we see the Vex pick. That's actually a very comfortable pick for Envy. When I was on Goat Kings with Envy in season 2, that was actually one of his picks that I believe was actually quite, like, it was discovered out of nowhere randomly, and then he started playing it more, and it was actually something that he'd like to play a lot. So I'm actually not surprised to see that. But something to decently counter that is going to be the Lissandra right here picked up. And I believe that's going towards the mid lane. I haven't seen top lane Lissandra in quite some time. And then the Nautilus picked for the support, a very strong support at this current moment in that bot side. So the bot lane has been officially fleshed out, and we do still have the flex for the DA bot lane. So they could actually pick their support or finish off their bot lane here.
Yeah, I really like the bot lane picks here for Goat Kings. It gives them a lot of initiative to pull the trigger whenever they want to.
Yeah, and then with that Thresh lock in, it looks like we do have the bot lane locked in. Is it going to be potentially a Hwei Thresh bot with Envy on the Vex mid, and then they're going to start drafting some heavy AD towards the top side.
I really do like both of these teams matching each other pick for pick. It's like, hey man, you're picking your AD. We're gonna, looks like we're picking our AD here, even though they had a flex, which is very interesting. And they just kept going back and forth with each other. So these team comps are actually very interesting. I'm kind of more towards the side of Goat Kings, just with the hard CC that they have between Lissandra and Nautilus right now. So I'm want to see how DA responds. But based upon these bans, we do see from Goat Kings, they end up banning out the Garen and the Trundle. And then from DA, or Demonic Ascension, they end up banning the Alawi and Skarner. And then pick up the Wukong. And I believe that's going to Pharaoh in the jungle.
Yeah, I think the Wukong definitely makes sense here. You definitely need to drop that AD. Do we know if that can flex top? I'm not sure. I know Pharaoh does play it, but maybe Gino's going to play it as well. Just kind of keep that open. That way you can kind of see what the rest of the team's going to do before you pick a position for it.
I like that. Someone said Garen ban is Hailstrom in this match. It's really funny. But no, apparently Genos has a really good Garen that you just can't, you don't want to apparently deal with. And honestly, Garen's a very safe champion, especially if you just don't want to have to deal with somebody that can just eventually steamroll your face, even though he could feed in the lane. But we do see Goat Kings rounding out their team with their jungle and top picks being the Amumu and the Renekton. Jeez, I'm going to hate that top side. I don't even know what Genos is going to pick into this, but I if I was him, I would hate being top side right now. Okay, Tom Kench.
It's definitely safe. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I think Tom Kench is a correct pick when you're against an aggressive laner. Just kind of sit back and just let the lane come to you.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting pick though, considering I mean, once they try to get into skirmishes though with the Renekton, wouldn't the Empower W kind of just cancel the shielding out and just make it easier for him to be able to skirmish with him or even take him out? I'm actually curious how Doom's gonna play this, but I feel like he kind of has a better matchup just by
That's assuming he saves the Empowered W specifically to get rid of the gray health shield, but it just kind of really depends on where that comes into play and if it comes into play.
Yeah, if Tom Pence is playing that correctly, he should be trading Great Health Shields quite often. It's actually a pretty low cooldown, so you don't even have to save it for that big shield. He should just be popping it kind of when he can just to mitigate that damage. Make sure that Renekton doesn't get that value if he does save that Power W.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. See, this is why I have these guys on the cast. I learn something new every day. They help me get new insight, and I'm gonna be looking out for things when we're casting these games. Which, speaking of, since now the draft is done, once again, guys, it's Goat Kings on blue side, DA on red side. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to get right into this game. We have this loaded up, ready to go, and you guys should be seeing this momentarily. Boom, there we go. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get rid of not score display, time control, scoreboard. There we go. Alrighty, guys, if you guys are ready. Oh, well, I still need time controls for this.
Yep, send it.
Time to send it right on in. Getting right into game. This is Demonic Ascension and Goat Kings, game 1.
Who do you guys think won draft? I think Goat Kings have the superior draft overall, but I think Demonic Ascension's like potential is a little bit higher.
Yeah, I think that Goat Kings drafted a very forgiving comp. They have multiple ways to get engages off. You have Lissandra coming out of the fog. You have the guaranteed knockup from Nautilus R. You've got the Amumu engage. There's a lot of options. GA just doesn't have those kind of, or DA doesn't have those kind of options, right? I mean, you look for a pick with the Thresh, maybe if a Vex engage, maybe a Wukong engage. It's just going to be a lot more difficult to execute, so we'll have to see if they can pull that out.
Give me 2 seconds here, guys. Just going to go ahead and turn you guys down while the stream is still going. So I honestly, let me just turn you down a little bit. Let me know how that's doing, guys. Yeah, this is what happens when I don't run the stream as often. Because this is how you know I don't do enough. It's an OBS issue.
Good practice.
Yeah, you know, we gotta have to get practice with that. That might be just something with my computer potentially. There was a couple issues that we were noticing with my own computer during this time. So yeah, don't worry though. The stream looks smooth. I can see it from here. I'm sorry if Adbot sounds a little staticky. We'll fix that once this game is over. I was trying to tinker with settings a little bit, but hopefully he can still be heard at this moment. As we get into the laning phase, we have a standard 5-point start from both teams. No invades, no craziness, just both teams trying to be as safe as possible because they don't want to have this game go crazy. And one thing I did realize though, you guys could use some game volume, wouldn't you? That'd be pretty nice to be able to hear some of the game sound effects, right?
Only a few of them.
Only a few of them. You know, I need to be able to hear the thresh hooks go off. Because I'm not even joking. I use audio cues sometimes when I'm actually casting. Like, if I can hear it, I'm like, all right, we get the level 2 hit by DA first in the bot lane, but it's not going to be able to lead to anything as Goat Kings are able to back off. Nicely done, so they don't end up getting caught by that thresh hook real quick.
Yeah, it looks like both junglers are starting opposite sides. They're going to be pathing to opposite sides. It kind of does make sense. You have Pharaoh pathing towards top side. Maybe he thought that they would play towards top side a little bit more, so he decided to start that bot side and try to provide some support for his what will be a losing lane for this Tahm Kench. But it's they're opting to start top and path down, so we'll have to see if they look for that gank early or not.
Honestly, I'm actually very curious because I was expecting to see more of especially with an Amumu Renekton type of deal. It kind of reminds me of the same vein of the Nidalee Renekton, where you want to be ganking up there because you have a basically guarantee. Like right here, we see the trade from Doom Vanilla literally chunking down the Tahm Kench to half health. Now that's a moment where you want to see your jungler like, hey, he's half. We could probably blow a flash and force him to teleport back, and then make him keep going back and forth, back to the gray screen over and over and over again.
I think you could make an argument either way, where it's like, if you assume this is going to happen, maybe you think it's a better idea for insert to be pathing towards the lower bot lane to make sure that lane stays as even as possible.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well then, we will have the Halcyon on their higher salary. They should be, having that push. I think the lanes are pretty good for them. I think Lissandra does pretty well in the Vex. Vex does have a lot of options to punish the Lissandra early, so you can make that argument for sure. If he can just focus out boss side and get his whole map ahead, it's going to be a hard game for Demonic Ascension to come back for.
Okay, so we're starting to have some complicated issues here. Wait. Oh, hold on. As everyone tries to engage onto Halcyon. Alright, just give us a couple moments. It might be just something going on in my neck of the woods. Listen, guys, I live up in the mountains, okay? Like, Alright, Evbot, can you try to say something real quick?
Yeah, sure. But say my voice being staticky. I can try to disconnect my mic and redo it if it's not working.
Fixed. Oh, no static.
No static? Okay, we're back in this.
Apparently we're hearing some good stuff
Just in
right
time
now.
for Instant to come in.
As Judy gets to take it out, first blood goes right over to the Goat Kings ADC. And they're not able to continuously engage, but thanks to the help of the jungler in the bot lane, they were able to secure that first blood for the Varus. Nicely done by the Goat Kings.
Yeah, that's the really nice thing about the Goat Kings comp, is like every lane has some way of setting either up the jungler or the jungle is setting up the lane, and then just a lot of follow-up CC in general.
Yeah, it's a lot of point and click CC too, which is very good for these engages. I mean, you have the point and click Renekton, you have the point and click Lissandra, you have the point and click Nautilus. You have set up for every single lane that's guaranteed. So it's going to just be about, can you get that vision down, can see these people coming before it's going to be too late.
I'm going to feel really bad for the DA team later on, because it's just going to be extremely difficult to go up against this team when it's like, oh, hey, like, we can just get a really good pick, and they just drop every bit of CC on the one target they need. Like, getting just one particular person fed with on the side of Demonic Ascension just does not seem like the right move against Goat Kings in this particular game.
I'm really interested to know why Doom hit his ult there. If he was trying
I was wondering that too.
Like, if he was just trying to stop the Tahm Kench from getting back to tower and then hoping to get, like, a large trade out of it.
Let's see if he's able to make something happen here. Golden Pharaoh is in the right place at the right time as Genos attempts to go in, but the rest of the team is here as Reaper misses the ultimate flash engage, and nicely done by Golden Pharaoh to be able to secure that kill. A lot of expended resources, though. An ult, a flash, unfortunately going to be used, but at least they were able to secure the kill.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if Duvanol was looking for a ward there or where he was kind of going. He ends up blowing that flash kind of unnecessarily. It looked like he was dead there. Maybe he saw an angle to get out after that Vex ulti did whiff. But yeah, that's a big loss of this Renekton. He already blew ult. He wasn't going to be able to do anything in that fight anyways. And that's just a good kill over from Demonic Ascension.
I really like this, and right now they're trying to secure these grubs, right? And it's looking like he'd rather just, well, then again, Pharaoh got 2 of them already. Just gonna go ahead and just leave it. Hook in, nicely done by COG Worthy does to land that. A lot of damage landing on the Filthy Birdman, but he's re-engaging as King Beard is trying to get the engage himself. Not gonna be able to do anything, instead taking a lot of damage from the way there. You gotta be careful. That way does a lot of damage early.
Yeah, it's really rough to be on hit Varus in a poke lane like this, because it's really difficult to trade back damage.
This is really difficult, but it feels like the longer this game goes, the worse it gets for Demonic Ascension. They don't have a lot of DPS, and there are a lot of very tanky members on the side of Goat Kings. I mean, who's going to get through this Amumu when he's going to buy Abyssal Mass probably pretty early? Looks like he's actually going towards a Fade Ashes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I love that much, but I don't know what you think.
I mean, even if both Vex and Hui get...
Hold on here as he gets Duvanilla under the tower, trying to get the stun. Getting the 1v1 right now, but Geno's not able to finish it off. And that's actually going to be Duvanilla able to walk away at the end of it all. Going under his tower, taking a shot, not going to be able to do it. Instead, forcing the flash out of Tahm Kench, just barely out of the turret range. Gets the W out of him, or not the W, yeah, actually the W now. I forgot, that's not his E. Oh, man, and that's going to be unfortunate as he still manages to stay alive. And the solo dolo goes over to Duvanilla up on the top side. But now Golden Pharaoh looking like he wants to return the favor. Ultimate used by him, going twirl and twirl Beyblade fully, but not going to mean anything as he gets taken out. Halcyon to help out his jungler. Going to be able to take that kill onto the DA jungler.
Yeah, you kind of caught Pharaoh lacking there a little bit. I saw the angle that Pharaoh was looking at, but unlucky the sad mummy found him.
A sad mummy queen.
Definitely going back to that trade into the top lane. I think Genos could have played that a little bit better. Especially when that Renekton went in, he ended up flashing out. Renekton really didn't have anything left in his combo. I feel like he could have probably fought that out right there. Maybe landed a slow, and then that would help guarantee the knockup on him for the Tahm Kench. Instead, he kind of backed up, flashed, and then tried to re-engage in. And at that point, it's kind of hard to hit that ability if you don't have a CC or a slowdown. So, but pretty well played from Duvanilla there.
But to get back to your question about the DPS issue,
oh yeah, the Fate Ashes.
Yeah, even if both of these carries go Leandries, I don't see it being as effective because magic resist items being so popular right now and strong, I don't foresee it being a huge issue for the tank members.
I think sometimes people kind of default to that. Like Fate Ashes is a great item, right? It does speed your clear quite significantly. But Tahm Kench might look in here.
Oh, and right now, though, the Golden Pharaoh's coming up to help him out. Duvanilla having to use the Dominus to go ahead and get the extra health up, trying to get the stun. Gets eaten up. Gonna go ahead, spit him out right towards his jungler in the waiting arms, trying to go back. Slice Dice able to take the kill in the 1v2 and is gonna be able to take the 2v1. Solo Dolo going right over to the Renekton. Gonna be able to get that done. Nicely done by Duvanilla to take out that 1v2. Oh, flash out from under the turret. Gonna get the flash from Vex as well.
So
that was so close.
Yeah, I think he's kind of taking a look at the inventory for Duvanilla there. He's already got Eclipse. I don't think there's any way you win that with the Eclipse on the Renekton already, but...
Hit it in, gets the Varus ultimate, lands right on the CLG Worthy. That's going to have to activate his ultimate to try to get him away, but going to activate the Curse of the Sad Mummy, jumping in, going to be able to get the Way ultimate out, but it's not going to mean anything as another kill goes right over to Goat King Beard. Nicely done to take out the enemy support.
And these teams are just brawling, huh?
Yeah, I think at times maybe they shouldn't be. That they definitely need to slow down this game. Demonic Ascension does. They're not kind of doing themselves any favors by taking some of these fights. But yeah, I'd say this is just going to get harder and harder for them. We said the Leandries did get completed by Insert. I assume he's going to go full tank from here. That seems pretty typical. But yeah, I mean, it's working out for him so far. He's 0-3 on this Amumu, right where he wants to be, and he's got his Fed top laner. I think he's quite high salaried, on this carry champ, so it's going to be tough to deal with him. I don't know who side lanes against this Renekton once it gets to the later game. So,
I mean, what do you do?
I think
3-1. What do you kind of do against him? Right
yeah.
I think with the Tahm Kench might be able to. It just will take some hemorrhaging.
Oh, they wanted to engage. Go ahead and activate the ultimate. Able to spin around, but it's going to be pulled. The rest of the team is able to pull right in. Insert separated from the rest of his team. Going to be able to try to go back in with Duvanilla on a rampage as he ends up taking out the Vex. We're going to have Lysandra now trying to get the rest of these kills, and it's just going to be Demonic Ascension getting absolutely eviscerated. This Renekton is just too damn fed.
Yeah, it's looking a little rough.
It's a little rough.
It would take a lot of items for Tahm Kench to match this Renekton at this point, but I think if in the ideal world there is a world where Tom Kench can match him, it just would take a lot of gold at this point.
For the engage.
Nice engage to get
Doesn't
right
look
on
like
top
the
of him, but
damage.
Halcyon
Oh,
not gonna be
my
able to
God.
get the kill. Reaper, unfortunate, but at least you get to walk away with your life. Filthy Birdman staying around too long though. If Worthy can land this, Halcyon sticking around a little too far. You're right on top of Vision, man. They could do something here, but instead it's just gonna be the rest of the team members backing. Vanilla is right here, finds the Tom Kench, insert right behind him, gonna be able to find him, stuns him up before he can get away. Not gonna be able to do anything. Tries to activate the shield and is trying to stall for long enough for his team to get there. Eats the Amumu, but uses the ultimate, gets everyone surrounded. Low health bars everywhere. CLG Worthy secures the first kill, able to take out insert name here. Golden Pharaoh able to walk away, but Doom Vanilla still going in the domination nation as he starts taking more kills for him. 6, 1, and 2 on the Renekton.
Wow. Yeah, I think that wasn't too bad of a play there. It was a good ward by Genos instead of face checking that bush the Renekton was sitting in, so at least he didn't get caught immediately. He did hold the Tom Kench get out of jail free card, but unfortunately Moo was there to CC him down, so he couldn't get out. But at least they did trade a kill on the insert there. They got a little bit of gold, but somebody's got to shut down this Renekton.
Yeah, I think they would have to commit 4 members to get it done, but I think it's important to get the gold somewhere at this point.
Yeah,
Try to get the game back to an even playing field.
And going back to those grubs, I think Demonic actually played that well. They actually had the Thresh there first, and it was a 4v3, so in an even game state, they probably do win that, right? But Renekton was already so accelerated at that point that he just kind of walked in, bullied his way in, and just killed everybody in. But it was kind of the correct play. They did it well. You know, so at this point, the game was just a little bit out of hand. So.
Yeah, and he's already got his Sunderer complete.
Oh
too.
my God, he's got 2 items done.
1v1 here going on between the mid and ADC, trying to get something done. Halcyon able to use the ultimate to land on the Junie, but not going to be able to get the rest of the damages. Instead, ended up taking a turret shot himself. Pharaoh trying to go ahead and chase him down, not going to be able to do so. Filthy Birdman navigating down as Doom Vanilla now trying to engage on the Envy the Reaper, but he does have another Tom Kench right around him. Activates the Dominus, trying to go big to be able to get away and go home. The rest of his team is now here, not going to land the Varus ultimate, but instead going to land the Mumu ultimate to go godlike double kill, and just sat there ready and waiting for the team as Doom Vanilla continues to carry.
That's a big croc. I don't know.
Yeah, I foresee a Black Cleaver next item, so that any tank items that Genos may build would just not do anything.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he didn't go for like a Blade of the Rune King rush. He was so far ahead. Been so effective against this Tom Kench. Not that he honestly needs it at this point. I don't think there's anything Tom Kench could build that's gonna prevent him from just dying. I would have liked to see him at least pick up maybe even the tabbies in lane just to kind of stop some of that bleeding. But obviously, you see how much CC the Go Kings have. It's not going to be that effective.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to stop. It's really hard to stop. I'm sorry. It's just, oh, hold on. Envy ready to activate the ultimate, engages onto the Lissandra, but uses the E just in time to get away. TP coming in. Doom Vanilla. That's a croc that you don't want to be looking down the mall of having to back away. Demonic Ascension backing away. Goat King still having this game deeply in their command.
I think if they were on the same page there, he could have baited with the Lissandra ult instead of flashing away, and possibly gotten a kill, maybe 2 there, but...
I actually might go back and watch that, because I'm a little confused how Envy didn't get the fear down on the Vex. It looked like he timed it perfectly with the ult into the W. And I definitely saw the fear, but Lissandra still just got the E off anyways and got away. So it might have been better if Lissandra did get feared there, because she would have been stuck and baited for Doom Vanilla, but she was able to get away and nothing really traded out.
And at that point, she did have the ultimate ready too, so she probably could have stalled for a little bit of extra time, at least like 3 or 4 more seconds, which would have been pretty interesting to see. But at least you got that Vex ultimate out, so you know that if you guys manage to get into some random fight or anything in between that timer, you know that she's not just coming from halfway across the map.
Yeah, looks like they're just kind of stalling out here. Obviously, Go Kings is stacking dragons, already 2 dragons up. Looks like they got 2 grubs. Yes, that's the indicator there. Yep, 2 grubs. So at this point, they have a win con of just getting that soul and pretty much pushing it down. I think it's kind of their game to throw at this point. I'm not sure if Demonic Ascension actually has a way in without that part.
And sitting at about 7.5k gold down, yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard to look up and be like, hey, at 18 minutes, guys, we're nearly 10k gold down. What do we do? Especially when this Doom Vanilla on this Croc just literally looks at the Tom Kench and takes away in one combo about a quarter of his HP. So yeah, that can't be meaning well for the squishies either. Oh, he has a Hex Drinker now. Oh no.
Yeah, that's a smart purchase. When you know there's no 80 carry to actually, DPS you down, the only, real physical damage you're taking is from Wukong. So Hexdrinker, a very smart play there. I don't know if he's going to actually finish it off. If I was him, I would just sit on it and go to the Black Cleaver like Tactic said. But yeah, the Hexdrinker is going to get really good value in this game.
At this point, Doom getting this far ahead, I don't know how they really match the Renekton at all, even sending 4 members up there, because you only see just about 1 item to 2.5 on everybody else. Like, you see that he's literally 2.5 items, everyone else on the enemy team 1.
Yeah, it looks like it feels like Doom Vanilla started playing this game maybe 10 minutes before I actually started. Just maybe farmed up a little bit, got his first item, and then the game started. But I would like to see Demonic Ascension maybe even trade this next dragon to try to look for a pick on the Renekton if he decides to side lane. That would be a worthwhile pick to me. You can start fighting for soul after that and try to get some gold on one of your carries to help win the next fight after that. So I think that's kind of their only play at this point.
Yeah, I think if they coordinate around his ult timer, like fight him when his ult's down, would probably be the best chance to kill him.
Is still definitely throwable. We do have this dragon coming up soon. Demonic Ascension is positioning around it. Looks like the Goking's just going to go for the Baron instead of going for the dragon, so...
I mean, they could probably give up the 1 dragon. It's a Cloud Drake for the soul. They already have a Chemtech and an Infernal. If they can secure an easy Baron for themselves, especially if they can take it for free, I think at this point it doesn't really matter. They'd rather just take that and try to start sieging down some more of these turrets.
Yeah, I would agree with the call for the Baron over the Dragon, just because you're such in a commanding position that it's just the better play at this point in the game.
And the objective
if you
doesn't outweigh the Baron gold that you get overall either. So.
No, and if they had vision of them doing the dragon there, you also know there's not going to be a smite steal coming in, so just get the safe Baron and get out is probably it. And then you can use this pressure the Renekton's created, put him 4-1. Out of that side lane, and I mean at that point, what do? You have to commit to that, a mid lane play, or you have to commit all to the Renekton and actually kill him. So either way, you're going to get good value of the Baron. See if Envy actually goes for that pick there. I don't think he's going to contest this Lissandra, but
I think for his sake right now, he's more concerned about just trying to get a little bit more farm up, get more items, and then try to be more of a help during some kind of big team fight, maybe, or when they can get some kind of pick on someone, because like that Lissandra's doing a lot of damage too, so he's got to respect her as well. She already has Storm Surge and the Ludens. Why did I never remember?
Let's see, Storm Surge in a minute. That's what that was a quite aggressive build for Lissandra.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he didn't.
I don't think I've ever seen Storm Surge on Lissandra, just because her like innate damage is lower than what the threshold of that item would require.
I'm just very surprised at it, but it looks like Halcyon trying to secure this turret, able to claw in, gonna jump, freeze, able to get the solo dolo and the turret up in the bot side, starting to break open this game even more. Goat King's 9k ahead.
Well, it worked.
I did see the Storm Surge go off, so
yeah,
I mean,
it definitely did something. I don't know.
I'm wrong, apparently.
Apparently. Another intelligent pickup, the Moo with the Abyssal Mask. I don't know if you guys saw the buffs that happened. It would have been last patch now, since we're on this patch. I think, 14, 15? Yep. It shreds so much now. It's almost as much as Crypto Bloom, I believe, as far as the MR shred and an AoE. So it's a very good pickup, especially with these AP tank junglers. When you have these other AP carries like Lysandra and even Varus to a certain extent.
Oh yeah, anybody who has any kind of AP scaling of any degree basically can benefit from this item. And it's just like, okay, that's great. Now Abyssal Mask is back to being OP again. That's awesome.
And it's so cheap too. Like you can get that. I think it's 2,700 now.
Ooh, they're trying to
the same value.
Members up the Doom Vanilla. They needed 4 of them, and they do have the 4. But Doom Vanilla able to stay alive as the TP starting to come in. He's trying to shred him down, able to get another kill. Legendary, and it still meant nothing. 4 members couldn't even take him down, and the rest of Goat Kings are taking out Demonic Ascension. There's only 1 member left, using the ultimate, able to take out 1. They were able to get it with Envy, able to take out Insert, but it doesn't mean anything as they still get the ace. Couldn't even get Doom, and that's gonna be starting the rest of their base going down. That is just so unfortunate to watch. They finally get the drop on Doom Vanilla. They get him so damn low, so low, at least to like 200 HP, and they just couldn't finish it off.
Yeah, if he didn't complete his maw there, he actually dies there. That's insane. Because
I thought he was dead like 3 times. Not gonna lie, I was like, oh, he's dead now, and then he healed, and I was like, oh, he's dead now. Nope.
No, they procced Maw, therefore he got all that enhanced healing on top of Eclipse, on top of Divine Sunderer. Yeah, so completing Maw actually made a difference there.
Fair enough, yeah. I mean, I guess you don't really did Black Cleaver. I mean, what armor is actually coming down on the other side? Like, Tom Ken's barely almost has a Sunfire done. I mean, that's not going to do too much, right? So, yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Is what makes that BS.
Oh, on the not Hex Drinker. What's the complete one again? You said
the Maw.
Maw.
Yeah,
Maw.
Yeah. When it procs the shield, you get Omnivamp.
That's disgusting.
Yeah,
that's a lot powered into one like little ability. I feel like I don't really see Maw built that much, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a pretty niche item anymore.
Yeah. It's almost like a win more exactly in this situation where you're like, okay, most of the threats are AP, so I'll just build it to make sure that they don't end up killing me and get that shutdown. So.
And now here they are, Goat Kings, 19-3, 15k up. They're just at this point just eviscerating all of Demonic Ascension's jungle, taking away as many resources as possible, not allowing them any avenue to come back into this game. This is the moments where I usually look and I'm like, so are we just gonna kind of like try to fight it out, but we're gonna just save our mental for the next 2 games or hopefully the next 1 or whatever. Like I mean, these are precasted. We know I don't know the full result, but I know that it's a 2-1 series. So you guys at least know you're getting 3 games out of us today.
Whoa, spoiler alert. I didn't sign up for this.
Wow.
All right. Man, this guy.
Yeah, I'm the absolute worst. It's scripted.
And we've seen a lot more stats going into the stats page, so shout out to the admins that are putting that together. I wonder what the highest gold deficit is, because this has to be close. We're almost at 14,000, and the game's not over. So
I think didn't Free SL have a really large gold deficit by the end of their? I'm trying to remember the cast from Sunday.
I was gonna say
well, you guys
I don't know
playing,
exactly how
so.
much.
I'd never pay attention to that stat, to be fair.
It feels like it matters up until a point, then everything excess is just kind of like icing on the cake. By the end of this, they should be up like what 16 or 17,000 when they take Nexus,
yeah.
but
well, once they take the Baron, it'll probably be about 15 and a half still, or 15k even. So I don't even know. I don't see where, like, it's kind of hard to turtle out until an Elder.
Yeah.
Like,
this should just be an end moment for Demonic Ascension. I don't think they need to mess around, or I mean Goat King, sorry. I don't think they need to mess around anymore with it. You have Baron, just push the 2 lanes. You got Lysandra going to the side lane, the last tower standing, so they should be able to just take this game right here.
Yep, sitting at about just under 16k. Yeah, you're right. They'll probably be sitting at about 17k by the time this is over and done with. But right now, I like to see that the Demonic Ascension team is still trying to fight this as much as they can. Worthy Dust going ahead and trying to keep away the Amumu, trying to hook, not going to be able to land it. Last inhib is now taken, and all that is left now is the inhib turrets, or the Nexus turrets, going to be able to freeze herself. Halcyon not being able to get taken in. Golden Pharaoh goes in with a big ultimate, but not going to mean anything. It's Vanilla is still too fed, able to get the double kill right in the back line. They're able to get one kill, not going to be able to get the triple. Instead, Filthy Burpman is going to be able to take out Genos himself as Reaper gets the Doom. Vanilla finally take down that Croc after the absolute massive insanity he's been all game. Trying to go in, trying to get insert, but not going to be able to secure any kill. But Hue able to take out the Lissandra, but going to have to end up losing his life to the Varus at the end of it. The enemy is going to be able to take them out, and that's going to be a 17k gold lead at the end of it all. That's going over to Demonic Ascension for game 1.
So if I'm in Demonic Ascension shoes right now, while I understand Junie is really good at the poke mage's bot lane, you need an AD threat on the team to balance out your damage. So you kind of have to ask yourselves, is it worth putting her on these champions that she's good on to still not have that AD threat? Or at least like have like a Corki mid, Tristana mid, like at least something that can pose an AD threat, because otherwise itemization becomes too easy for these tank players.
It's not like Junie's bad at ADCs, like she's still great at them. So yeah, they definitely, and they exposed their hand really early in that last draft because they drafted Hue Vex back to back. It was kind of just like there's no other real place either one of those are going to go except for mid ADC, knowing the people who are piling the champions, right? So yeah, I'd like to see Demonic at least, if they're going to do that, wait a little bit and try to at least disguise a little bit. But Junie on an AD carry seems like that should be the play from going into this game too.
Yeah, I 100% agree that it's not out of the realm of Junie playing ADCs, because she definitely can. I'm just saying that like the champions that she's well known for typically are the poke mages.
True.
So
I think that's definitely a good evaluation. Just try to get them both, or try to get Junie on something that can maybe carry a little bit more and allow for them to basically just enable the team as much as possible. So as we do see, so that's basically the only real changes you guys see. What do you guys want to see from Goat Kings to try to close out this series?
more of the same.
More the same. I was about to say exact same thing. Yeah, I don't think you need to change anything there, right? I think their draft was great. They had so many different, threats. The setup was there for all their plays, and they executed well on it. So, if they don't get banned out a little bit heavier, I don't know what you would change. I think he's right back.
Alrighty then. So with that much said, are you guys good to go to get into the next game or next draft? I mean.
Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and start up the next draft. Game 2 draft starting up right now. And once again, we're already getting the Goat Kings. Once again, took blue side, and then red side is going to be DA. And
yeah,
wait.
It is interesting because Demonic should have had side selection there, right? So they kept red. I wonder who's picked to begin with.
That's actually a very good question. I don't think I really know. I don't know the full details, but we do see that the Goat Kings end up still doing the same exact 3 bans as last time. And I think we actually got the same 3 bans from DA this time as well. So we do see the Lux, the Jhin, the Ezreal banned by Goat Kings, and we do see the Mordekaiser, the Kennen, and the Aurora banned from Demonic Ascension. Varus then being once again the very first pick for Goat Kings. I'm guessing Beard feeling really comfortable on that champion. Want to make sure that they can continue that streak by utilizing the same AD that they won with before. I wonder how DA is going to respond this time. Once again, we want to see maybe... Oh, this time they get the Amumu. Okay, that's a very interesting response.
Yeah, I do like the Amumu here. Not only are you denying that from insert, but he is just a very easy to execute jungler. I think he's quite popular in Valhalla for that. I mean, you can't get anything better than his ultimate, and also taking the Nautilus away too. So that's 2 takeaways from the Goat Kings. A little bit of a different draft can be set up for them.
I could see Goat Kings doing the whole Soldier Boy right now. He stole my home flow. Like, it's just like, okay, cool. Just steal what really made their comp work. But hey, I mean, imitation is the best form of flattery. So if
True.
anything, you might as well, if you can't beat them, join them. And taking up those two extremely strong CC bots basically was a very good response from Demonic Ascension. And Goat Kings picking up actually, I think what they said is the strongest support tank currently in the meta, which is Leona. Really good substitute if you can't get that Nautilus on hand. And an Udyr being another one of those stick-on-to-you stun bots that just absolutely does a lot more damage than anticipated. And I'm actually really excited to see this much more aggressive jungler come out of insert.
Yeah, it's definitely an insert special. I mean, you took away the Mumu, banned away the Mordekaiser, and now you get Udyr.
Is that his tier list? I'm not sure. I haven't seen Insert Jungle too much, so.
I mean, since Skarner's not in the best position right now, I would assume
Fair.
Udyr.
He did get some buffs this patch, so we'll see. Maybe he'll pull it out next week.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's very possible. And just real quick to announce it, Demonic Ascension ends up rounding out their bot lane with the Misfortune, one of my personal favorites, and honestly a really good answer for when you kind of just need that person who can just drop some damage down on a team, especially in team fights. And with the way that the composition of Demonic Ascension is working, they have an extreme wombo combo going on.
They saw what Go Kings did and were like, hey guys, we want to do that, right?
Yeah, this is the complete 180 from the last draft. I like it, and they just took the Renekton away too. Well, yeah, imitation is best for flattery. They're just gonna take all of Goat King's champions away, force them something else. I guess you don't need to ban differently if you're just gonna pick their champion. So, let's to see how Goat Kings react to this.
Junie trying to strut her stuff. Get it? Get in the corner, Melkor. Get in the corner. As we do see, as you said, Demonic Ascension steals the Renekton. Again, word for word, bar for bar, they're just taking that whole comp. They just couldn't take the Varus. But we do see the Volibear picked up for Goat Kings. I actually kind of like Volibear as a dueling top laner. So this is actually going to be very interesting. And the Azir picked up by Halcyon here from Goat Kings. This is actually a very interesting composition here for Goat Kings. I feel like this one, though, is going to be a little bit harder to execute.
Yeah, I was gonna say the exact same thing. Definitely a lot harder to execute. I think Halcyon is pretty comfortable in that Azir, but to see there's just a lot of ways to lock him down when he does go in. So it's about getting those good ultimates off, good sweeps. I mean, the brand locked in. That is not brand jungle. That is mid brand. So that's gonna be MV sitting on that brand.
Ooh, the brand. Okay, so we got a really good bruiser, two CC bots, actually a really high damage AD carry, and very, very, very high damage AP carry, especially when you have them bunched up together in team fights. This is Demonic Ascension completely picked for all team fight. Like, they just want to completely just be able to decimate every team fight. Whenever it's a 5v5, they want to make even in a 4v4 or potentially even some 4v5 situations, they want to make sure that they can't be beat. So it just seems this game is going to be a really hard one, I feel, for Goat Kings, just because of just the difference between execution of compositions. Like, I know that I always pick that generally when it comes to, like, who's going to win, but in this particular case, like, this composition that Goat Kings is playing this time feels like such a departure from the last one. And it just kind of changes up everything. So I'm curious to see how they're going to do this time against basically the composition that they just played last game.
I mean, on paper, they have some, like, give and take on both sides. Like, it's still difficult for Renekton to play into the Volibear, just because the healing, the stunning, and, like, the passive lightning hitting him constantly, it makes it really difficult for him to play that lane unless he gets jungle assistance. And you do have a lot more teamfight ults on the side of Demonic Ascension. Whereas Goat Kings, we already touched on it, is a lot harder to execute because one of your damage threats is the Azir. So if he doesn't get like good combos off, it's really difficult to actually lay down DPS on the enemy team.
Yeah, definitely. Just from an execution standpoint, yeah, Demonic Ascension's draft, complete 180. I love it. I'm a big component of the brand. I know he got nerfed a little bit, but it was not enough. He is still one of the best champions of the game right now. You can just kind of throw your combo out. Doesn't matter if you die or not, you're going to do damage. And that's really what Demonic needs, is soften them up a little bit and let the Misfortune fish them all off.
I had a feeling that Brand was going to start becoming a problem when they gave him that ult change where it bounces off of himself. Like,
yeah, that was a good change, though. It feels nice, especially when you're in those 1v1 situations where it's like if you ult, it just disappears, and you're like, okay, cool.
Oh, cool, thanks. I just did that just to get a little bit extra damage off of you, you know. But
yeah, it feels bad when you like if you were to do that before the change. If there's no minions around, even if you are close enough to where it would have bounced off of you, you get no value off of the ult. So it just felt bad to either have to only use it in team fights or in the minion wave.
And that's what kind of made Brand sometimes feel a little bad, you know. But now it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, this champion definitely feels way better. Apparently I don't know how this keeps happening to me, but okay. We're gonna figure that out. My microphone today decides that it doesn't want to work with me. This it's whatever. Let me know if you guys can hear me now. But with that said, I think we are good to go. If you guys are ready to get into the next game, I can go ahead and load up game 2.
Yep.
And here we go, getting that loading screen up. Perfect, just in time. Scoreboard, yes sirs. Don't need any of that. Give you guys a nice little zoom out so we can see just a little bit more as we're getting right into game 2 of Goat Kings versus Demonic Ascension. Sorry guys, I did not update the scoreboard up in the top there, but you guys should be able to see, but you guys should know that Goat Kings has 1 win currently versus the 0 wins of the Demonic Ascension, and this is game 2. So we're hoping to see, is this gonna be the continuation? Well, I kind of spoiled a little bit, but for the people who may not know,
I wonder who wins this game.
Everyone tuned out at the same time, didn't hear it, so it's fine.
not a single person heard me except for Blitz.
It's okay. We're not running the points polls, so
True.
we can't throw you in jail, so it's fine.
I would have to throw
Yeah, I want to
myself in jail.
see Volley Bear. His most popular build is not what I think his best build is. There's that Rod Navori Quick Blades build. Have you guys seen that going around?
Yes,
it's not
actually.
too popular. Yeah.
That Volley Bear build? Yeah, I see that.
That's very good.
Flicker Blade Roa, it's so
Yep.
weird.
Yep. It is. I don't know who figured that one out, but kudos to them. It is so much 1v1 power. So if he does go towards that, yeah, Renekton is going to have a difficult time. Volibear is already one of the hardest champions to lane against. He just has so much sustain from the shields and the constant heals that if you take an extended fight with him, it's very difficult. But with that build specifically, Renekton's going to have quite a problem. And I do see a little misstep from Genos there, taking what's the rune? Oh no. Bone plating. Yeah, bone plating into a Volibear. The issue when you run that rune into a Volibear is when he chain lightnings, it just procs immediately. You get no value. So it is better to take one of the other two, either as a conditioning and
Was it last
second wind, maybe?
wind?
yeah, second wind. Yeah, so it is just better to take one of the two, usually second wind.
Ooh, immediate engage on the Goat King Beard, but they immediately turn around as they get level 2 first, but now they're trying to re-engage. Goat King Beard still level 1 on this. Exhaust dropped onto Junie. Nicely done to re-engage by Filthy Birdman to stop any more of an engage onto Goat King Beard.
Yeah, it's gonna be very difficult for them to trade back into Misfortune because of the passive autos do ridiculous amounts of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Especially off of bounce. Oh god.
I believe she did get some buffs last patch. Was that last patch? She got some more movement speed buffs. from her strut, making her faster and easier to get back to lane and things. So, not that she really needed it. I thought she was in a fine state. Obviously, she's not the same carry as some of these other ADs that we see, but she's still a decent champion.
Yeah, I don't think she needed the help, but
No.
apparently somebody thought she did.
We won't name names. Don't worry.
Freak.
Freak. Yeah.
I'll name names all day with him. Listen, man. He's the reason why AD carries hate me so much as a support main. They just all, you know, a lot of them feel like they're the main character. But we dealt with that since the inception of League, I guess.
I don't know. It's just crazy to me that on-hit Kog'Maw is strong, but on-hit Varus is weak. Like, why is that a thing, Freak? Answer, please.
Because he likes
they
certain champions
made
better.
some changes away from lethality Varus, but then somehow it just made Varus bad. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, man.
I guess. So yeah, MV taking some trades. They're pretty low on mana. There's probably not going to be much happening there.
This is very interesting to watch him constantly trying to get this, trying to get that angle. He wants to really get that full combo off, force him back. But Doom Vanilla forced off in the 1v1, and look at the solo dolo this time from Geno's first blood going to the DA Renekton.
I think Doom was getting a little greedy with not just like autoing to clear out the wave a little bit, because he was taking a lot of minion damage there.
Yep, I agree. That's what I noticed too. Yeah, that was a large wave. He could have just backed out, let that stack. He didn't really need to go for that. Now, actually, he loses quite a bit. Actually, I think he TP'd for it. But either way, blew both sums for a little bit of a greedy play, and it's like MV getting that kill mid.
Nicely able to take the solo dolo. I looked away for 2 seconds. Next thing I know, there's a burnt. Actually, just some fried chicken in the middle of the rift. So we're looking good to go right now for Demonic Ascension. Even though there's not much of a gold lead, we do see right now on the top laner and in the mid lane, they're able to get a little bit of a lead for themselves. So that's going to be pretty, really nicely done, especially up in that top lane where there is a little bit of disparity in salary. So they want to try to get this Renekton as fed as possible.
I wish there was a Birdio in this game. That'd be pretty cool.
A Birdio?
Yeah, he's got fried chicken.
Oh, okay, I see. I was like, Galio's not even in the game. What do you mean? Gotcha. This is what you need a Sturbopsy special to be in this game. That way, you know the Galio's get picked.
I was piggybacking off of the pun.
But yeah, Demonic Ascension almost as many kills this game as they did last game, so a lot better start for them. As we see, Insert is sitting on a ward. Genos should not be fooled.
No, I think he's trying to bait him out. So, but if Insert knows what's going on, then he could tell he's gonna back off, stop wasting his time. Goes for the grubs instead, as Golden Pharaoh is able to take the first Drake of the game, which is an Infernal Drake. Nicely done by Golden Pharaoh there. Oh, and now he knows that one grub has been taken. Genos, though, trying to make his way towards Udyr, and instead Udyr's going to stop taking the grubs and start making his way up towards his top lane. Doom Vanilla taking some damage from Genos, but Genos also taking damage from Doom. And now the fight has started to translate over as Golden Pharaoh walking up with his mid laner, trying to find the enemy. Not going to be able to do so, and instead going to be able to turn around and take those extra grubs for themselves. Nicely done to push away the Goat King's jungler and be able to secure the rest of that objective.
Yeah, I think it's really important to recognize where the brand is when they do those kind of fights. It's really smart to back away there when a brand is level 6 and has ult. Yeah,
and we saw once again CLG Worthy Dust making it up there for those grubs. I didn't even see Golden Pharaoh even take that dragon. Moonwood generally doesn't do dragons that quickly, but he got it done and transferred up with Worthy Dust, and they were able to push and Insert off those grubs and take those for themselves too. I think Insert only got one of them. So you're up a dragon, you're up 2-1 on grubs. Demonic Ascension is liking where they're sitting right now.
Definitely sitting at a decent spot. I think though, for the side of Goat Kings, they're still sitting pretty. They're sitting pretty right now. I don't think they're too worried. As Filthy Birdman goes in on Envy the Reaper, not knowing that the rest of his team is actually here, able to pull him in over the wall. Wait, what? Okay, that was very interesting Nautilus interaction there. Thought he hooked the wall, but ended up hooking Leona instead, and still gets away. But that was actually very interesting to watch. Needed their flash though.
He's just using wall hacks. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't think none of those players actually know what they're gonna hit when they throw the Q. just like hope it hits the character. Sometimes it doesn't
Flash,
look like
Q,
it, just like that.
Snare, drop down the ult. Is it gonna be enough as they try to get more? She saves it though. Gonna get the bullet time. One more auto. Junie, nicely done to be able to take the kill on the Filthy Birdman. Not going for the target that they wanted, but at least got something.
Yeah, it was just a great engage by Worthy thus there. The flash, unable to be predicted by Beard there on the Varus, gets hooked, and then Filthy Birdman has to die for that. So pretty good trade from Demonic, and they're up 3-0. Pretty slow game comparatively. Throwing 3 kills so far, we kind of expected that when they got a lot of kills early in that first game. So, but Genos is doing pretty good against Doom the Vanilla. But I said this is gonna be a pretty volatile matchup. Obviously, he already got that kill. He's pretty much tied in CS, trading really well in the Vanilla. He's playing this really well.
I actually do like watching Genos right now. That's actually it's pretty refreshing to see that he's able to handle his own up there in that top side. And I do like seeing this constant rotation from Pharaoh, just trying to make sure that he is known that he's somewhere on this map. You never know when this movement is just going to appear out of nowhere. And he's constantly traveling with his mid laner. And so that's something that I do like seeing, is like this constant travel in twos whenever like there's some type of advantage to be taken. Because like now they're just sitting there taking the enemy jungle now. It's just it's just how they want to play. It's aggressive. And they're able to actually get that here.
Yeah, I think it's really smart when you have a high damage mid laner that has a CC jungler that you just play off of each other constantly.
Doom Vanilla giving Genos a shout out, saying Genos did awesome. That's great to hear from your opponent, especially when they can definitely give you the props. So definitely, you should definitely take pride in that, Genos. He definitely, he's giving you your props there. So we're gonna see, and we're gonna see why you got your props. We're gonna see why you earned them in these games. I'm very excited for that, because that last game you tried your best to Tom Kench, but now you're on this Renekton and you're showing yourself that you're some boss, man. You're already with the Eclipse versus the Roa of Doom Vanilla on the Volibear. So this should be pretty interesting to see where this goes.
Yeah, I think it's also just really difficult to play tanks in the top lane, especially in this meta right now. You kind of just get really hard punished, if not by a ranged champion, like we started seeing in LEC and some of these other regions, but by these like hard bully champions. So, seeing Genos off the tank off of the first game and onto a more of a carry style, it looks like it fits him a lot better. So.
Yep, and we're going to see how he does right
now.
now.
Oh my god.
He's chunking down Insert, but he has to try to fight Dominus used, but that's a 2v1 trying to jump onto Insert. Can he at least do the Doom Vanilla right here and get the kill? Not going to be able to do so. Insert going to have to flash and use the turtle stance to be able to get out of that fight alive, but that was very, very close. The Genos at least taking 1 kill.
Yeah, don't even mention the ranged matchup. Salt and I were playing ranked last night, and he had, out of like the 4 games we played, 3 of them were all ranged matchups.
Oh my god. People are just so like, I don't know, cringe. I hate it so much, but
I would agree with you for sure.
Oh yeah. Alright, each team managed to secure 3 grubs each. Nicely done.
That was a good TPL. I don't know if you guys just saw that. Volibear kind of got caught on the wrong side of the jungle and ended up TPing out to save himself. So
did they? Oh yeah, no one even ended up seeing that either. So there's an assumption that his TP's probably up. Nicely done. Still pretty interesting. 1k gold up for Demonic Ascension. They're moving much slower than Goat Kings did in the previous game, but I think this is kind of how they want to play. Ooh.
Uh-oh. Might get a pause here.
And oh, there he goes again. They probably paused. We don't have to see these pauses during the replay, guys. So luckily for us, it just unpauses. But looks like Genos had some connectivity issues for a moment, but we should be good now from here. As Golden Pharaoh once again keeping it up. As are we just getting? Yeah, we're literally just okay. No, this time it's Hex Tech. We got a repeat of the same first 2 Drakes as the last game, with it being Hex Tech. Oh man, Filthy Birdman, can you flash over the wall? Yes, you can. That was a really unfortunate caught out there. but manages to get away with their life. I really do like the fact that Goat Kings isn't just giving anything away for free.
Oh, man.
Flashes in, not gonna be able to get any more damage, but definitely chunk down Halcyon. Nicely done by Envy. If that was Leandri's, I think that would have possibly done a little bit more for like HP takedown, but
It's close. Because I think Leandri's does more to like higher health targets, right? And then that's more flat.
yeah.
Yeah, Darkfire Torch, I think in this scenario does more damage, but I'd have to see the math on it. I'm not too sure.
And it does give AP when it starts burning targets too. Not that it would give that much for just one person, but it does factor in a little bit with the brand ticks. So, but I mean, Brand's just such an effective champion. I played him a lot last season in mid lane just because it's so consistent, I guess. Even if you start falling behind a little bit, you just kind of know what you're getting into with that champion. So I do really like this look from Envy playing that in the mid lane this time.
That's probably going to be one of those champions that's just in general going to end up being banned because it's going to, I feel like eventually Brand is going to become like how Maokai was for us in previous seasons, where it was just so consistently picked. And it's just like, all right, pick or ban, pick or ban. I think eventually people are going to see the powerhouse of Brand and start being like, all right, pick or ban that champion. And right now, this game is showing proof that he constantly can just push somebody out with a single combo. It does so much damage.
Well, it's funny because Riot just keeps like nerfing the champions that are really into the Blackfire Torch or Leandri's builds, and instead of like just tuning the items themselves, they just keep nerfing the champions that have used them.
Between a rock and a hard place, more like a Robin Hood and a Bear Man, as they're just gonna keep shredding you down. Goat King Beard able to take that kill with an arrow.
Yeah, that was a good pick to get at least something on the board for Goat Kings. I'm not sure where Duvanoa came from there. I didn't see from the map where he was, but he made a good rotation. He's missed the rift. Oh no!
Oh no!
I think he was waiting for them to take the turret there, and then was like, okay, if they take that turret, then he should be, he should be able to get that free charge. But gonna use the Emperor's Divide, trying to drive in, uses this curse, be able to get them all, but they didn't realize that Envy was there, able to drop the damage, and that's gonna be Halcyon dropping off first. Golden Pharaoh still alive. Envy the Reaper though, gonna be taken out by Insert here, and Goat King Beard is now here to be able to help out the rest of the team as Genos jumps in to be able to take out Udyr, but that's not gonna be enough, as Envy the Reaper is able to take out the double kill, gonna be able to take out the Volibear, but Goat King Beard trying to take out more, as Genos is gonna have to walk away, but he doesn't walk away, as the arrow is able to take out his kill, and now Goat King Beard is gonna continue to chase, and that CLG Worthy does, also gonna lose his life as a double kill. Goes over to ADC, Goat King Beard for Goat Kings. That's 4-0 on the Varus. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, conspiracy theory here. Maybe Pharaoh missed on purpose because the game is going too slow and you want to fight. I think that's what happened. I just kind of whiffed that turret on the. It was unfortunate. We've all done it. It completely just whiffed the turret. Caused that fight. It looked like it was just going to go terrible for them, but it was a great collapse coming over from Demonic Ascension. At least trade. I think it was 4 for 4 in that fight. I think Ginny was still on the bot side there. So
it's okay. We'll just make sure he renews his driver's license here soon, just to be sure he's allowed to drive next time.
Yeah, he's gonna have to have a chauffeur from now on.
So apparently Pharaoh's actually explaining it to Eli Wood in the chat here.
Is he?
They slowed it down in replay. Apparently Herald phased through the turret. Like you actually have to like, hit it dead
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all.
I guess we should have bought more LeBlanc skins so that they could afford turret physics.
Unfortunate.
It's a small indie company, guys.
We'll just say Pharaoh made the biggest brain bait of all time. That's what we're gonna go with.
No, yeah, he did it for the content.
He did it for the content.
All for the content.
He's like, all right, we're gonna get at least one really good fight in here real quick. Let's see what we can do. But I think we're gonna have another good fight coming up. I really do like seeing how Goat Kings, even when they're behind, they're still trying to make something happen as they're, they're traveling together. Primarily jungle and support are traveling a lot together, and I really do like seeing that, especially if a Leona can jump on top of somebody. I think that's an immediate pick, especially if it's on someone like Envy or Junie.
Yeah, I think Goat Kings is just like a Mr. President comp at this time. You've got Beards to that 4-0-0. You just have to protect him, let him get that DPS down, which is actually really difficult to do with all the AoE damage coming out from Junie and Envy. It's going to be so difficult for Beard to be able to position correctly.
He's really trying to find something here, but it looks like right in the middle, all of it, Filthy Birdman gonna get taken out by Envy the Reaper, but they do manage to find the middle. The bullet time comes raining down, and that's gonna be Junie able to take out Doom Vanilla and Go King Beard, though, going unstoppable as he's able to take out CLG where he does, but Halcyon trying to get away, but not gonna be enough as a double kill going right over to Junie, and she's looking for the triple flash. She looks at it, but it's gonna be Envy the Reaper taking it out on the explosion of the passive. Nicely done by Demonic Ascension to continue this lead as they're able to win that fight 3 for 2.
At this rate, you should just release a rap album.
Malco rap album.
Yeah. He's
I
out
think we
here
can put one together.
Spitting out these bars over here.
I think it'll work. Oh, is he gonna be able to stun him? Gets in the middle of it. Still
Oh!
Drake. Nice.
All right,
save
insert.
by Insert.
All right.
That was a Chad move.
That was a definite Chad move.
Does that bear stance or like one of the stances make him unstoppable at, like for a certain degree of time? Okay, that was really, he timed that perfectly to avoid the stun from the Renekton. Nicely done right there.
Yeah, he played that perfectly. Yeah, so his passive is he can get basically an upgrade on one of his basic abilities, and his E upgrade is he's unstoppable during the duration. So I think it's like 1.5 seconds maybe. But yeah, he played that perfectly. Just kind of screamed, ran out of the bush, and hopped right in and stole it. So
You know what? That's exactly what they needed, though. They needed that little morale boost right there with just about 4K under. I mean, it's not an insurmountable lead. Like, we've seen people come back from worse. So it's not like Go Kings is completely out. They still have turrets standing, especially in the top lane. Like, they still have a first-tier turret up in the top side. The game hasn't been completely cracked open. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it's like the first like real fight is around Baron maybe. Both these teams are going to be looking to want to try to crack something open right now, and I think I still think that Go Kings can still fight them on pretty even ground, especially if Envy's not around to help with the fight. Hoping we get the Baron take right now by the Demonic Ascension. Okay.
See if they respond to this. Looks like they're pinging that it's happening.
Envy is now
Down to
TP.
8K.
Doom Vanilla, Genos in the middle of a 1v1. But Envy is now here, and that's what's scary because Brand does a lot of damage also to any of the jungle monsters too. So that's actually him here for the Baron take now too is actually going to make it a lot more difficult. But they decide to back off instead. Nicely done by Go Kings to be able to stop that.
Yeah, they definitely did that right. I'm not sure if they were just worried about some of their cooldowns. Looks like a lot of summoners are still down on the side of Demonic Ascension, so they decided to just back off. I'm not sure really what their ults look like. It looks like they're all up.
Finds Goat King Beard, able to jump on top of him. Envy the Reaper is now here to drop the damage. Gonna walk away. Cool guys don't look at explosions as Envy the Reaper goes unstoppable. Gonna go ahead and blow up another one. Not gonna be enough as he does go for the double kill. Junie not gonna be able to secure the kill, but instead gonna be able to get taken out by Halcyon. Halcyon now trying to drop some of the damage, but Reaper able to stop him as he's going ahead and trying to chase him down. Junie gonna be the sacrifice, but so much damage given over to the Brand. Still a commanding lead over for the side of Demonic Ascension.
I didn't even realize he had a Dark Seal, and he's got 10 stacks on it.
Jesus.
That's looking a little scary.
I even wonder there if well, he might dive Doom Vanilla here.
He might have, but
oh man,
he won. The solo dolo going right over to Doom Vanilla, getting a little revenge up in that top side.
Yeah, and he is going for that Rod of Ages Flicker Blade build. You can see the 2 daggers coming in after the Rod. I assume that's what he's going towards. So he will get scary on that 2-iron power spike. He just hasn't hit it yet.
Yeah, he was just, kind of waiting on the, he had to diverge a little bit, get that Thornmail, make it a little bit easier to combat against some of those physical, against the physical damage of the MF and the Renekton, which is definitely a smart move on Doom Vanilla's part, because it does make it a lot easier. No, the heal cut and all that kind of stuff. I really do like how he's itemizing to try to fight against the Renekton and was still able to take him in that 1v1, even though, a little bit of help from the turret, but still made it work either way.
Yeah, I definitely think it's more for the 1v1 than necessarily to negate MF damage. I'm sure that's part of it, but
yeah.
I think it's more At least in the immediate, like when he bought it, was more just for dueling the Renekton.
Going back to that last fight too, I think right at the end there, when Halcyon went in and they were all low, I wonder if he could have ulted backwards and kind of kept them on top of himself and tried to finish them off, because he kind of just ulted them. They were at like 200 HP and they kind of walked away. So he could have probably even suicide at that point for an 8-1 brand. I think that's worth. So maybe, who knows? I don't play Zero.
I would like to really, because like that's where all that shutdown gold is right now, is literally on that brand. So and again, if you guys can get a really good pick on him and try to pick him out before a fight starts, that basically makes it very difficult for the rest of Demonic Ascension to have the clear team fight that they want to have. But the Envy, we got to give him props because he's doing very decent in his positioning. And again, even if Brand gets caught out, he presses R.
Presses R, yeah. What a champ. That's why I play him.
Gotta love him. Oh man, look at that. That one pillar drops on the beard, and you're just watching his health tick down. Already down to, I think it's down by a third. Yeah, about a quarter of his health. A quarter of his health just went down from one basic ability. So he's got to be very, very careful here. They're calling out for the fact that they're right behind the wall, but I don't think they have a very easy avenue in, especially with Golden Pharaoh now blocking him in. Flash over the wall, not going to be able to do anything. Bullet time coming out, not going to be able to get it. This time, insert name here is not going to be able to live for the Dragon Steel, and instead it's going right over to the side of Demonic Ascension as they lock him up, and Nautilus is able to take him down. Now they're chasing him. Junie going to be able to get a little damage onto Halcyon, pushing them back even further, and I see the call towards the mid lane, and it looks like they're trying to actually make their way up towards the Baron.
Yeah.
Land some damage.
Pick.
Gonna get the ult out of Volibear, but that's not gonna be enough to be able to take out Gold King Beard, and instead they want to be able to try to get Reaper, but he does have his AD right here. But big 900 gold shutdown going right over to Doom Vanilla, but I'm gonna have to end his life right after the fact. But Gold King Beard able to return the call, or return the kill right onto the enemy jungler. A little split decision there from Demonic Ascension, and ultimately leads to their team losing 2 members.
Yeah, I think it's really important to get both Brandon and Mumu off the map there, because they were definitely looking at going to Baron. So I think that's really good for them to stall that out. I think what Insert was doing in the pit there was maybe trying to look for a smite on top of WQ Varus to see if they could steal it, maybe.
Yeah. But, I mean, we go back to the previous Dragon fight, they delayed it just a little bit. He didn't have the flash up. I think it came out like the second Udyr died, so he didn't have that flash to try to get back out of the pit once he kind of went in a little bit too early, and they didn't get the combo down. So it looks like they're going to be setting up Baron Vision here. I mean, and honestly, it's only a 2.5 gold gold lead. And you know most of that is sitting on the brand. They just got a good shutdown onto Doom Vanilla. And you see he does have that Flicker Blade done. So he's going to be a lot harder to match now. I don't think it should be too much of an issue for Nacton to at least kind of stall that out. But someone is going to have to respond to him eventually if he keeps going.
Give some props to Genos, because he actually was kind of like the real start of the game, getting that first blood in the solo dolo. Hold on, getting the fight started as Envy the Reaper is able to drop a lot of damage. I'm glad that Insert was able to find him in the back, but the bullet time coming down, going to be able to find Envy the Reaper, but not going to be enough as the bullet time comes out. Get the double kill onto the MF, and now they continue to chase down as Demonic Ascension wants to find Gold King Beard, but it's not going to be enough as 4 members still stand. They're going to have to turn around, and I think the Baron is the next call. They may not have Envy the Reaper, but they still got 4 members strong.
Yeah, I appreciate the effort of picking off the brand, but sacrificing 2 members for Baron is going to be a little rough.
Yeah, I mean, Brand just got his whole combo down before he died, like we've been saying. At that point, they were so...
Genos
maybe.
got lucky, put over the wall, but Insert, I think, was... Oh, Doom Vanilla there was trying to help them, was trying to go ahead and stop the Baron take. But now, instead, all it did was kind of just stall for time now. Envy's up, so he can actually TP here, help with this Baron, and get the Baron buff for himself as well.
Yeah, Joe's got to be careful there. It was probably 1 hit off from dying.
Yeah, very true, but now
he gets what?
He gets to go back with a Baron.
Yeah, And like we said, that was kind of their whole team identity. Let Brand get his damage off, and then great combo with Junie with the MF ulti over the top, and it just shredded them. Like, what are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do at that point. So it was a good team fight from Demonic, though.
Yeah, even though he got picked, he still got the damage out there. So at the end of the day, it didn't super matter. So.
Yep. Again, just gotta press R once he sees, like, he just has to see someone. If he sees 2 people, even better. Press R. It's just like, okay, unless these 2 want to split away from one another to stop it from bouncing, they're stuck. Junie now gonna be able to drop a little bit of the make it rain right onto 2 members. Not gonna be able to mean anything, but both these teams now posturing, getting ready for the Drake, getting ready for Drake, and I think we should see them start to fight here. Nope. Instead, with about a minute left to the Drake coming up, we do see Genos getting engaged on his insert name here. It's also here. So is Filthy Birdman. The whole team is engaging, but they decide to activate the exhaust, stopping that bullet time from Junie. Now getting caught up on Doom Vanilla, but able to see the rest of the team is around him. Genos gonna be able to take out the Leona on the box side, but Doom Vanilla able to get a lot of that HP back, and that's gonna be a Mumu taking out Go King Beer. Junie's still alive. Halcyon now having to use the Emperor's Divide to get him away, but Genos able to look for it, and instead Junie getting the double kill, gonna be able to take out insert name here, and that's gonna be the jungler there. 4 members down, very low health on the mid laner, and that is going to be at least a turret gone, and this is definitely the Drake and the Soul going over to Demonic Ascension.
Yeah, it's really rough when your Leona melts that quickly.
I saw that. That was like an auto Q from Miss Fortune, I think. That was it. It's like 75 HP gone. I was like, oh.
I think it may have been a better move to get the support item that gives you the damage reduction.
Yeah, that might have been.
Wait, which one does he have?
But then we just see Genos go right in.
Oh, gotcha.
Genos goes in, takes out Leona. The turret goes down. They take the Drake Soul. They still are purple buffed up. Man, this is not looking like a fun game anymore for the side of Go Kings.
Yeah, I mean they're playing this well. They're rotating well. You know, coming up to this top lane, applying pressure on all 3 lanes, kind of evening the map out a little bit. The gold lead, it's growing. It feels like that fight down there when Leona got chunked so quickly was kind of almost like the turning point. It felt like it was pretty close, and then that fight just wasn't even anything. So they're sitting at about a 9K deficit. So. It's kind of getting out of hand, but it's still definitely throwable. We've seen leads that have been bigger that have been thrown. So
I think I've seen people come back from like as much as like a 14K deficit before. So like,
I believe it.
Like you'd be surprised by how much a game can be thrown just off of a misplay, miscommunication in comms, some type of really bad macro play. It could be a lot. Junie there able to take that red buff away from insert. That's just gotta be debilitating.
Yeah, insert kind of getting bullied out of his jungle here. I mean, at this point, there's nothing you can do. Like I said, they have kind of control out of all the entire map. You see all that vision going down that bot side for Demonic Ascension, kind of lighting up that jungle, getting ready for you know, the potential for any picks or anything if they try to step in.
Genos in the chat saying, ADs, bro. the bane of my existence. I think every top laner hates ADs right now.
It's almost like if you can't beat them, join them mentality, which is even worse. Yep. Because then just everyone's playing ADs, and then it's like, what do you do? Vayne was bad enough. I don't want to have to deal with the Smolder Zeri too. Like, it's just too much. You can't ban them all.
I thought it was really funny that there was this YouTuber that was playing a game against Double Lift, and Double Lift like made the comment that ADCs were weak, and yet his team had like 3 ADCs on it. It's like, are you sure about that one?
I cringe every time I see those Reddit comments because I just saw one the other day. It's like a post is like, this is like one of the worst ADCs I've ever been because they're getting played in every role and not an ADC. I'm like, I don't think you're reading this right.
Right now, we have an engage on the insert as Junie just does so much damage. Able to use the collector, finish off that kill. That's going to be another one going over to the MF. The MF now looking like the one that's going to be carrying the game. 9-2-9, 8-3-8, 5-2-9. This is looking absolutely insane. And they call the performances bullet time. Just all you needed is you go godlike, able to take them out, and is trying to still press forward. There's a double kill going right over to Junie, and is going to continue to chase down Filthy Birdman. Not going to be able to get any more as they're not able to dive that turret, and instead, that's just 2 members immediately dropped for the side of Goat Kings. More gold being given over to Demonic Ascension, sitting at about 11k down. This is not a fun game at all anymore. And at this point, I think this is where we're going to be looking towards the end.
Yeah, I just forget how much damage Misfortune does. Like, it doesn't feel like she does that much, but it's games like this where... And I'm glad Crit Misfortune's back. I like this build a lot better than the lethality stuff.
Insert trying to go unstoppable, get in the middle of all of them, but can't, as Amumu was able to secure that kill. Bandage Toss manages to secure another one as Brand is able to get the explosion onto him, able to take out the Bully Bear, and now they're on the Filthy Birdman on the own, and that's going to be the kill going over to Junie on the Misfortune. Go King Beard trying to take the kill with the one more golden arrow, with a golden arrow, but not going to be able to do anything with it as the Genos is able to take him out on the backside, and that's going to be MF taking out Halcyon. The mid laner goes down, the Nexus goes down, and we're going to a game 3.
A little bit of Silver Scrapes. I do love it. I love seeing teams trade like this. You know, going from a pretty, well, I'll say abysmal game 1, turning it around, completely altering your draft, and getting a win back for yourself. That must feel really good for them. So,
yeah, the Crit Misfortune build is really interesting to me, just because like the Bloodthirster rush on her just feels so good, and her damage is pretty comparable to when the lethality Misfortune was really popular.
yeah.
It's kind of disgusting just because the Bloodthirster rush gives you so much sustain, and you don't really feel that drop in damage like you used to.
Yeah, I think the only thing you feel is you're missing the slow from Grudge, but even like in a comp like this, you don't need it. You have so much lockdown. You're really just happy to have that sustain from the Bloodthirster. So
I'm already seeing in chat calls for Junie's salary to be increased.
not again. I don't know if it can go much higher.
make that person basically undraftable after a while, but I mean, that's what happens when you get a really strong performance from your AD carry. But I think that you have to honestly put a lot of that on Envy, I think, for that game 2 of why they were able to win it out so well. I want to say, personally to me, I think it was Envy that kind of enabled that mid game to really open up as much of it as it did for for Demonic Ascension. I'm so used to him being on the mid laner for Go Kings. For Demonic Ascension at this point, that they were just kind of like, it was really hard to deal with that brand. There was so much damage coming out of that brand, and it made it even more like you couldn't walk into a corridor without getting blown up, basically. I feel that this game, that game 2, definitely showed that at least you know what you need to do, Goat Kings, and that is literally just re-pick the same comp again. The first game 1 composition, just go back to it. Just go right back to it. I think actually, you know what? No, let me stop saying that, because I honestly think that this comp wasn't that bad. It just probably needs a little bit more tighter play. Keep Beard on the Varus. Doom Vanilla can actually go on the Volibear again. I think that was perfectly fine. He just ended up, the matchup just didn't go in his favor, and banned that freaking Brand. Let him have his Vigar, let him have his Xerath, let him have his Vex. Just get rid, or let him have, even let them flex the Lux. But I honestly think that Brand is a significantly better ban than getting rid of that Lux.
Yeah, I think if Go Kings goes blue side again, I think first picking Amumu might be the better play than first picking Varus, just because I don't think Varus is a contested pick by the other team. Like, I understand that that's a comfort pick for Beard. Like, I get that, but I just think that Amumu's a higher value champion at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely in this series. I almost would like to see them go red side, because it feels like there's 3 contested picks. I think the Mumu is definitely the highest tier, but then you have the Nautilus and Renekton as well. If you go red side, you can guarantee 2 of those. So, and that just feels like how this game specific meta is shaking out. So I'd like to definitely see them, definitely contest the Mumu and the Varus. Yeah, if you want to pick that, like if you're on blue side, you want to pick that B3, I think that's fine. Just so it doesn't get banned out. But yeah, definitely start prioritizing these other influential champions.
Alrighty, well, if that much is said, are you guys good to go?
I'm gonna take a quick bio break.
Alrighty.
Back in like 30 seconds.
Alrighty, so while we
Cool.
wait for it, well, Tactic will be coming back. I think we can get right into this draft screen
Yep.
still. Good.
I'm
We
ready.
still got FBot here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get right into the draft screen for Game 3 of Demonic Ascension versus Goat Kings. This time, Demonic Ascension taking blue side instead of Goat Kings taking on the blue side. So they're ultimately going to possibly have that first pick of Mumu. I'm very curious to see if they are going to literally just be like, don't ban it, first pick it. It worked very well for us last game. Let's just make sure we get this pick again. I want to see the ban for the brand. Get rid of it. Don't let that thing through again. And if you do, that's I'm not. I just think that's just kind of a really bad play. Like, you guys saw that there was 3 very big like champions from that last game, being the Amumu, the MF, and the brand. All
Still
3 of
gets
those
through so far. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the bands that you're saying exactly the same, which is a little bit interesting. And you're completely right, Malco. There goes that Mumu first one. I think we kind of expected that coming from for these drafts. But the issue with Brand 2 is he kind of neutralizes a lot of lanes, so you can blind him early in a draft and feel completely fine about it. So yeah, I guess they decided that the Kennen Aurora, Kennen the Mordekaiser makes sense. Aurora a little bit untested, but they still end up going for that Varus in the first pick.
I do like the fact that they're just trying to keep Beard on something safe. I don't think that they have to keep picking the Varus first, though, just because of the fact that I don't think it's going to be a contested pick in any sense against Demonic Ascension. So it would kind of make sense that, like, okay, though, that is a pretty decent contested pick, though, for support. I would definitely say going back to the Nautilus, which helped them win Game 1, definitely an awesome one. And the hard way, guaranteeing himself some 30 days of love here with the casters in Valhalla Esports. Thank you very much for the Prime sub there, man. We appreciate you for the 18 months. And once again, thank you for guaranteeing yourself 30 days of love. Well, God damn it, there's a brand.
And there it is again.
With Valhalla Esports. And, oh, man, dude. All right. So this is already looking like an uphill battle just because of those two. And that's why I wanted to see the brand banned here. I didn't want to see it get picked up again because it just we saw what it did that last. Oh no.
Yeah. Running back about the same thing against for Demonic Ascension. They fixed their mistakes from Game 1. They walk into Game 2, and they're just going to run it back for Game 3. So.
You know what, though? I think the Nautilus makes a bit of a difference, though, for the side of... Okay, I kind of like this Victor, too. A little bit more artillery mage for Halcyon. But I do like the Nautilus just giving us that more of a point-and-click CC that you can guarantee, like, on that MF to try to stop the bullet times and things like that. Like, I think the Nautilus can make that much of a difference just because of the abilities that it has. And with the top lane and jungle now both being omitted for both sides, we're going to probably see more of the picks pincering that, as we see Garen now being banned, and we do see Alawi banned by both sides. So I think they're just going to repeat all the... Oh, nope, there goes the crop.
Oh, there goes Renekton.
So neither side gets Renekton, which I think is a really smart move to make sure that he can't get it. And then Skarner also being banned out here. So I'm not sure if that was going to be... I think that's an insert special. So they want to make sure that they don't want that going anywhere near him.
Oh, Xin Zhao.
I wish I could play Garen, according to Genos there. But yeah, I do like the Xin Zhao here. It's just an immediate, like, get in there. And also, if you're outside of it, if you're ranged anything, you can't touch him once he has his ult up. So that's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, there's a couple picks that can deal with the brand pretty well. Just see the Tron will get locked in for the top side for Demonic Ascension.
This is the most toxic team I have ever seen in my entire life.
Hey, listen, it's not a ranged top laner. I think we take that as a win and we move on.
I think that's just bad.
Flashbacks to Hailstorm.
Christ, I hate this composition so much because of how nasty it is.
Yeah, the Rel kind of acts the a little bit of the same to Nautilus, not as guaranteed of a combo, but the lockdown from our ultimate can make a Misfortune ulti and a Brand ulti so easy to hit. So, good adaptation for Demonic picking up the row. And the Jax.
Okay, I like giving the 1v1 potential up to the top side so then they can try to mitigate this Trundle as much as possible. But if there's anything we've learned from one of our fellow production people in Hailstorm here is you don't beat the Trundle.
It's so painful to go against. There's quite a few top players I think in this league. I think the Salt plays it as well. Hailstorm, yeah, it is a difficult pick to deal with, but one of the champions that can deal with it if you keep the lane pretty neutral or even get ahead is the Jax. So it's a decent pick into it. You can kind of negate a lot of what Trundle wants to do, which is just auto attack. So definitely a good counter pick coming out from Go Kings.
I think they made a really good decision. I'm just like I don't know how to feel about this composition. I don't know. Like I'm agreeing with Chris Solis here. I really like DA's draft. It just screams Wombo. It just screams we know how we want to win these games and we're gonna just do it with this identity of just really good team fight.
I think Go Kings does have more options. Like I said, the Xin Zhao is one of those champions that can't deal with Brand. You can literally just sit on your team a defensive ulti and make that Brand do no damage if he throws it down too early. So they definitely have options. It's going to just come down to execution again, like we talked about last game. Can we have those influential Xin Zhao ultis? Can we get those picks with a Nautilus and try to get some of these damage dealers killed before the fight starts? So.
Perma 4v4 since Trundle and Jax gonna wank each other on this
True.
side. Yep, that's what I'm kind of expecting from this for this game 3. It's just gonna be a lot of just side laning from both Trundle and Jax. If anything, we'll probably get a couple of 1v1s, which will be pretty nice to see some solo dolos just springing off randomly all over the map. I'm gonna be watching a lot more. I'm gonna be watching Envy, and the reason why I'm saying this is just because of the fact that I know he's I feel like this Brand is just gonna take over again scarily. The reason why I say that is just it's such a busted champion. Riot thinks that they do things to nerf this champion and they don't. They just don't, and it sucks because it's just it's clear. Just ban that champion, get rid of the Brand, and it's like nope.
Well, hopefully they learn for the future. It is only week 1, and I know a lot of teams are willing to play that Brand. So if this ends up giving them PTSD, then we'll expect to see it get banned out from here on.
Well, I think I'm expecting to get into this game 3, and once we get while we load it up, I'm telling you right now, something gives me this strange feeling. It's just Brand is gonna be banned after people see this series. Let's just put it that way. Brand is going to be perma-banned in this league after we see this series today. And so here we go with game 3 of Goat Kings versus Demonic Ascension. I'm going to go ahead and switch these around real quick for everybody and get the score updated real quick for you. But this time we have Goat Kings on red side, blue team being the Demonic Ascension. I am actually thoroughly surprised that they did not ban the Amumu after giving up blue side. So it's very interesting to see how this is actually going to go for them.
Yeah, our league specifically tends to play more towards comfort than meta. So them keeping the pretty much the same bans across the board, it makes sense. Things like the Kennen for Halcyon, and some of these other picks that are kind of like their one tricks or their main carries, it makes sense that they're still banning them out. You don't want to give that over, but then they go straight to some of these other things, like you said, the Brand or even the Trundle. It's just so hard to deal with, and that's kind of one of the issues you run into is just you just don't have enough bans.
No, you don't have enough bans. You don't have generally enough it doesn't feel like you have enough anything now with how many champions are just in this game. Surely that's why they're trying to do what's it called, the fearless drafts or for some leagues.
Yeah, I do like those.
I like it. You can't pick the same you can't pick or ban the same champions that were played in the last game. Like they're just out, and I'm like that'd be kind of cool.
Isn't that what they're doing in pros right now, or am I not?
One of the region, is it LCK that's doing that?
I think it's LCK that might be doing that.
I know that was doing it.
It's one of them. I know that they're doing it, and I think they're planning on workshopping it into a new like tournament next year for the other regions where it's a fearless draft tournament. Do you want to explain what fearless draft is for people that don't know?
Oh yeah. So basically, what Fearless Draft, how it works is whenever you pick up the set of like 5 champions, I think they also get rid of any champions that are banned, or is only the ones that are played. But any champions I know for a fact that are played are now eliminated from picks and bans. So you can't. So like, say you play these compositions like the Trundle, Amumu, Brand, MF, Rel, all those would be completely eliminated from picks, and you can no longer even utilize those for the next games coming up. So it's actually a pretty interesting way to force the meta. I think it would also cause, though, a balancing nightmare for Riot, though, hence why they kind of don't want that to happen in different leagues, because then it's like now you need a bunch of different champions, all balanced, all, you know, at least in a decent meta state. And so that kind of probably makes it a little bit more difficult for them to implement Fearless Draft. But even like on the dive and stuff, they even said that they want Fearless to come to LCS at some point. So they might be figuring something out with it. But yeah, I would love to see that more often. Oh, hold on, a little 1v1 going on in that mid lane. But we do see Insert here finding Golden Pharaoh in his own jungle. Nicely done getting that little bit more advancement and being a little bit more aggressive here. Doom Vanilla now rotating down. Genos trying to use the pillar and the field to try to make it his kingdom, but it's not going to be enough as he caught in the between the two. But that's now going to be Reaper coming up. And that's going to be the first blood going over to the Brand with the help of the Trundle. Nicely done by the mid laner of Demonic Ascension. Now we're seeing a little bit more of an engage from the Demonic Ascension bot lane onto the Goat King's bot lane, but that is just going to be it. And the first blood going over to the side of Demonic Ascension. Nicely done, and already bringing themselves up 1,000 gold up ahead.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation about the Fearless Draft, because as the champion pool gets larger and larger, you have to do something, either increase bans or introduce this Fearless Draft to kind of make it a more exciting spectacle, because otherwise you just see the same champions over and over again.
I think the best way to do it is to eliminate, oh, nice flash by Golden Pharaoh, to avoid the flash engage from Xin Zhao. I was going to say, I think for Fearless Draft, the best way I would do it is you don't ban them out from the entire series, but maybe make them skip a game, so they're forced to change it up, at least for one game, or like skip every other game in a sense. So if it's a 5-game series, you're not getting the same type of wombo combo composition that they get, or you'll be forced to do it again, but that's not going to be enough for the flash. Wait, oh, the pods!
Well, he's just chugging potions.
The pods managed to deny the solo dolo over to Envy the Reaper, and instead, it's going to be Xin Zhao now, looking for the low health Brand, but Brand nicely done, escaping into his own blue side jungle to be able to make sure that he doesn't get caught on the engage. But Rel is now here with a Mumu, so they could potentially look for something if he tries to bait them in.
Yeah, kind of looking at the early game again, I think Insert's actually been doing a decent job about invading there. That one death he just overextended too far. He chased a kill and they got collapsed on. But that's kind of the way you do beat these hard scaling junglers. I think Mumu and Zac are really popular in our league, even that Maokai. As you have to invade them, you have to put pressure on them, you got to try to steal CS and take advantage of the weak early game, which Insert has been doing a little bit there. Just the plays just aren't working out. It happens. Just gets rotated on, but he is at least putting that pressure on the Mumu and trying to make him get disrupted and put him behind.
This time, yeah, you can't allow any slack for that Amumu this time around. At any moment that he's able to just keep ganking over and over and over again, that's just not going to look good for you guys, for your team. So I'm sure that Insert wants to be a little bit more proactive against Pharaoh and just try to put a little bit more, like you said, put more pressure onto him and just make it so then, you know, he has to kind of answer him a little bit more. I'm curious to see how that's going to end up translating later on into the game, but it looks like right now the 1v1 on the top side is looking pretty okay, but Geno's actually having a pretty decent advantage, 15 farm up with an assist. So we've seen that there's a slight lead in the top side, a bit of a lead in the mid lane as well even. So I really do like what we're seeing here from Demonic Ascension, but Goat King still able to mitigate a lot. But that's the engage from CLG Worthy does, able to get onto Insert, and that's going to be him losing his life as Envy the Reaper is able to take that kill, and now they're just jumping right on top of the Halcyon. Halcyon now having to walk away with no flash, not going to be able to do anything. It's a double kill, goes over to Envy the Reaper. This Brand already 3-0, ignited and turned on online, ready to go in every which way of the form. 1.5k gold up, 3-0, going over to Demonic Ascension.
Yeah, this is looking a little yikes.
I want
This seems like a Maokai. Yeah, Maokai worst nightmare with Brand at 3-0 is just not good. Or Malco, sorry. But I will just point out again, this is the third game in a row I have to point out. CLG Worthy does is just in the right place at the right time again, right? He's in that mid lane, stops the gank from insert, and turns it around and gets kills for himself. He just always seems to be in the right place. Even in that game one, people just too far ahead for him to actually have an impact, but he is having an impact these last two.
This is crazy to see how much Worthy Dust is actually doing that, and that's a big brand ultimate coming out. Filthy Birdman is now here though. Envy, do you have the flash? If you see the hook come out, yep, gonna have to do it. No fancy feet, because that magnetic hook loves to just reach on the people even when you dodge it. So instead, gonna use the flash to make sure he can't lose his life. That's actually, yeah, you don't want to give up that shutdown just yet either. Already have 200 gold attached to his name.
Yeah, I mean, even if he did end up giving that shutdown there, it was going to go on to the Nautilus, which obviously that's bad. Good use of the flash, but it wouldn't have been the end of the world if that's who it ended up going on to. So,
right, I like these puns that we got Lord Melkor.
No, we don't encourage these cringe puns. Stop it.
We don't care. All I can see is just Tactic with his hands in his head. Like, you gotta be kidding me right now.
Listen, I appreciate a good pun. It's getting a little much.
Just a little much, as we see Genos trying to make it his kingdom as he's going ahead and fighting, but it's now a 1v2. He's not looking like Hailstorm in this one, but he flashes in. Is it going to be just enough to take it? No, it's not. Dude, Vanilla jumping back in, able to take that kill with the help of his jungler. Barely gonna live it, but able to do it. Nicely done to return that kill and get a little bit more over to the side of Goat Kings, but that's for the sacrifice of the Drake on the bot side, giving over to Golden Pharaoh.
Where's my dying emote? I need it. Resident Sleeper's close.
I wish as like spectators, like we could just we can do emotes in the game whenever we want to just like show what's going on. I like this. Junie, even if she doesn't land a bunch of damage on it, was able to utilize the bullet time to just clear the wave out and push it in even more, giving herself.
Yeah, I thought they were setting up a dive here. That's why I thought she ulted, kind of bait that out. But it looks like they're gonna not pull the trigger on that. Obviously, it's a lot harder to dive when you don't have Misfortune ulti, but it looked like that's kind of the play they're going for, but they decided to call off.
I think it's okay just to utilize, get themselves that back, because I'm sure that maybe Junie doesn't want to try to fight this without having at least that Bloodthirster up and giving her the advantage. So she's actually been very good with fighting on even grounds against the Varus. So I think for what it is, it's like even if she doesn't get the immediate advantage, she feels like she can handle it. So, and again, she's been playing so safe that Worthy Dust can just roam all over the place. And now we're just seeing Worthy Dust once again. Here he is mid. And he just happens to be at the right place at the right time, because also Filthy Birdman was here. So they were ready to match up on each other. And the last thing they need right now is another 2v2 happening in the mid lane. And the junglers are actually on opposing jungle sides of each other. So it's actually kind of crazy, like how much convergence could actually be, like could happen. But I think Xin Zhao would have definitely gotten there first.
Yeah, it's really rough when you're in the position as support where you have to make the decision of either follow the enemy support around the map or stick with your ADC to punish the other ADC. It's always a hard decision.
But yeah, luckily, I mean, Junie doesn't have a lot of pick potential in the Misfortune. She doesn't really have that lockdown. I thought she was going to engage there. But I'm going to have a fight up here.
Genos right now having to do something. Nautilus utilizes the ultimate, able to knock him up, land the snare, and that's not going to be enough. Genos, unfortunately, you're going to have to just end your life. Wait, why is this taking so long? What was going on?
Oh my god, he killed him.
Whoa, what was that? Why did that just happen there? As the rest of the team now comes up, CLG Worthy Dust with the Envy the Reaper now, able to get another kill, going on a rampage. But wait, can someone explain what just happened up there? Wait, was that was the Trundle ultimate, right? Because why couldn't they kill him? Why?
I got nothing.
One auto.
I don't know. I'm very confused too. That does not seem like that fight should have gone that way. But that was some wild damage.
Ooh, oh, okay. Not enough damage, Junie, but you definitely get the Varus to back off there. Yeah, no, I'm my brain had to like reset for a second after seeing that, because I'm like, I can't comprehend what just happened where all of a sudden it's like, oh, Trundle has more health. Wait, where did this health come from? Wait, where's this health coming from? And then boom. Trundle ulted him so he could, oh geez. So it was basically Genos outplaying and waiting until Jax ulted, so then he ulted Jax, making it even harder for him. Oh no, see, that's just dirty. That's just dirty. That was a dirty play.
Plus, at the time of the fight, he had Tiamat Longsword to Doom's Sheen, so on paper he has higher DPS.
Doom's out here saying it was a shock when it happened. Like, yeah, I would be shocked too. As the bandage sauce lands right on the insert. CLG Worthy Dust now here. Halcyon trying to make his way to his jungler, hopefully able to help, but not gonna mean anything. Second bandage sauce lands, jumps right onto Reaper, but the kill goes right over to the mid laners. Envy the Reaper is able to go unstoppable, looking to get more of this damage. Flashes onto him, but the shutdown going over to Halcyon in the mid lane with a little bit of help from the jungler. Not gonna be the solo dolo, but at the very least you get your first kill and a little bit of a shutdown.
That was a statement flash. That's what that was.
I honestly didn't think he needed to do it, but you know what? Like you said, it was a statement. He wants to know that he could flash on him.
He just wants Halcyon to know that I'm not afraid to flash on your head.
About to start singing some Eminem in here, but I think Genos is about to do the same, as he's not afraid in the solo dolo. Genos, nicely done on the Trundle, making sure he returns it. He's like, you know what? That last one, that was because of a gank. What a fluke.
Genos is really playing these fights really smart. It's kind of insane right now.
Honestly, like it's so weird, because it's like I always like to try to imagine like turning off nameplates and just seeing like how this game would be for either side if you just weren't looking at it from like, oh, Demonic Ascension versus but like you would think, like, just because of like if you just did like nameplates off and just said like based on salaries, like who should be winning right now, and you know you would look at it and be like, oh snap, like you wouldn't expect this out of Genos in comparison to what everyone was expecting from the top lane in general, and kind of what we said at the very beginning of the series. So it's just like, it's very nice and very surprising, and I'm sure for Pharaoh even it's very surprising to get this top laner and to have somebody who can really hold their own on the top side. And look at that distraction as Insert jumps right onto Envy the Reaper. Envy the Reaper activating the ultimate. So much damage coming out from the brand. Even though his life is lost, that is still 2 members dropped from the side of Goat Kings trying to get that dive off. So much damage from the brand. Even though he dies, it was still enough to make sure that Genos secures himself one as well. Nicely done by the side of Demonic Ascension.
I think it's the right play for them to be putting the resources into the Jax, because I definitely agree with the thought process that Jax is probably the stronger of their win conditions. It's just really rough that it's not going their way.
It's really rough right now, especially when you have a splitting Trundle with 6 grubs. That's not fun. I didn't even realize that. So that's how you know this game has been extremely accelerated in a weird sense, because I didn't even realize that 6 grubs were already taken. But we do have the fight activating Curse of the Sad Mummy, able to keep insert name here. We got the TP coming in from, it looks like Reaper. No, that was actually from Genos, as they able to jump right on time. But Halcyon, I'm not going to be able to get away, and instead Doom Vanilla gonna have to jump right on top of Worthy Does, but Worthy Does able to get away with single digit HP, and that's gonna be another kill going right over to Moo. Double kill going over to the Demonic Ascension jungler. Nicely done for the team to converge. 6k gold up, getting this Rift Herald, and now they're just looking for more, and I'm thinking they're just trying to get the whole game for themselves if they can. They're way too ahead at 15 minutes. I'm sorry, like 5 to 6k gold up at 15 minutes is a lot to really be looking down the barrel for the side of Goat Kings, especially with, again, Worthy Does constantly traveling, and they haven't even gotten MF involved in any of these fights as of yet.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're just letting the ADCs kind of do whatever they want, and you're just playing for the top side of the map, because that's where all the gold is.
Like right now, Genos, I think Genos might be a contender for MVP in my opinion. Like for Demonic Ascension, if you guys are voting like in your head, like, yo, who really performed well in this match? Like I know we got Reaper, and I know the Amumu has been on top, but we gotta really give some props to Genos. He's really doing a really good job of keeping himself on top here, and not allowing like he's actually able to come out on top. I think Melkor called it out where they were sitting so much up top, and then you still got Genos coming out as the victor in a lot of these situations. It's again, as I said, probably a pleasant surprise, especially when the top lane picks seem so pinched in this league at the current moment. Getting a decent top laner for yourself, it's got to be great. It's definitely, I know he's clapping right now like, yes, I definitely drafted very well. And I think for the side of Goat Kings, they did the same thing. They drafted very well. It's just right now, this is a pleasant surprise that they probably weren't expecting out of this top laner from the side of Demonic Ascension.
Yeah, especially when you consider like what happened in the first game. It's really impressive to see that he had the mental fortitude to be like, okay, I did really bad the first game. Let me show you guys what I actually can do, kind of deal.
But now he's trying to get Junie involved in these fights now as he initiates a fight, but Filthy Birdman gonna activate the exhaust onto Junie. Not gonna mean anything as Genos goes onto a rampage. Junie now getting their first bit of KD in this game. Just been leisurely farming at their pleasure, and now finally getting a little bit more into their name. Bloodthirster BF sword for them, but Genos now with the Ravenous and Trinity Force looking like a force himself now, as they're gonna be trying to stop him. But don't forget, they still got the brand too.
Yeah, that's definitely true. We thought that Jackson Trundle were just going to be holding hands the entire game, and it turns out the ADCs were just holding hands the entire game instead.
And now they're looking to hold hands with each other as 3 members, though, is trying to come up here. They're really looking for this Trundle insert, looking for him, able to take away some of the resistances, trying to fight out 3 different members. But Worthy Dust is now here, as in the middle of 3, Genos is looking like a one-man army. Worthy Dust now coming up to help, stealing one of the kills out of it, but it's still going to be 3 members for none, dropping on him, as Goat King, Beard, and Junie now going ahead and having this fight. Bullet time drops. Junie going to be able to take the solo dolo because the pillar did not land. So that's actually going to be Junie able to take out the enemy AD carry all on their own.
And that's why MF is disgusting.
The amount of times I've been beaten by an MF just literally using Make It Rain to then chase me down and just keep autoing me over and over and over and over. Like, you'd be surprised by how much damage even just a level 3 MF will do to an AD carry solo lane. It's kind of scary. And that's an example right there of what happens when, even if you're on some decent even ground, you still will be able to, you'll still lose just from the sheer extra damage that she puts out. But now Worthy Dust trying to help out his top laner, making sure that he's able to get away. They immediately engage right back on the Genos. Genos from the ultimate, not going to be able to get the tankiness to be able to help him to live. Shutdown going right over to Jax, going to be able to help. But now Amumu going in under the turret, going to be able to try to take it. Turret now destroyed, and that means the rest of the fight's able to engage as 2 kills go over, 1 to the Amumu, 1 over to Brand, and that's still going to be more of the fight engaged as they're trying to take him out, but not going to be able to take another. And that's just going to be the MF now taking another kill, as Doom Vanilla now having to escape towards the top side. And that's Filthy Birdman now escaping up towards their base. 3 members lost for the side of 1 on the side of Demonic Ascension. Goat King's not looking very good right now.
Yeah, it's looking really rough when all your gold is literally on a single player. It makes fights really difficult.
It's unfortunate to like you said, like when you see like all of this is on the, like you said, they were shifting so many resources towards the top side, and unfortunately with all that gold just sitting directly on just the Jax alone, none on the Varus this time around, none on really on Halcyon this time around, except for the 1 kill that he managed to get the shutdown onto the Brand. It's not really translating to anything meaningful in these fights. And now you got Junie, who's able to 1v1 the enemy AD. You have the mid laners who are, you see the disparity in the mid lane. We're seeing the junglers actually showing a disparity as well. And then we just have the one thing that I always want permabanned, Trundle just being an absolute nuisance, with Worthy Dust on this absolutely immaculate roaming, constantly everywhere and anywhere that he needs to be. But now Halcyon getting trolled down by the troll town, gonna be taken down as he continues to chase you all around, and that is gonna be the end of Halcyon as the map shows that he's going gray screen. That's a solo dolo going over to Genos, and he's looking for the second one as Insert's trying to fight him, but you can't fight the troll, you can't fight the king, and that's gonna be the end of it for the ring. Going back to the gray screen, his Insert name here is Genos takes a double kill down the bot lane solo dolo, and that's gonna be the Baron now for the side of Demonic Ascension as they start to take this on.
Really feel for Insert right now, because I've been in this exact situation as Zinzao before, where it's like you try all these different like angles and plays, and it's like you're just so far behind that it just doesn't work anymore.
And now they're doing what they were doing to do in the first game, where they gotta send so many members up against this Genos. They can't, like, it literally took so much. I think that was, yep, 2 ultimates used right there at the bare minimum and an exhaust to try to get down Genos and take him out here. So yeah, he loses his Baron buff, but it was all for worth it for all those sums and spells used to be able to get rid of him. The next fight that they end up having, which looks like it will be the dragon fight in about 1:30 here, it's probably going to be the one that opens up everything, if not potentially ends this game. 12k gold up right now for the side of Demonic Ascension, looking damn strong, damn commending. It's going to be really, really hard for the side of Goat Kings to come here, but they just got to turtle out these fights and try to make the win for themselves. Oh boy, Insert gets jumped on. Worthy Dust is now here to be able to help out his jungle. Golden Pharaoh, though, trying to middle. Big bullet time coming out. Killing spree. Double kill. Gonna be able to get one more over to Amumu. But that was such a big team fight. Trundle now able to take another kill for himself. And Junie gonna be able to take that last kill. Big old ace coming out. Not a single member lost on the side of Demonic Ascension. That was huge for the end fight. And it looks like a surrender was initiated as they all pause in the end of the game there. That's going to be the series going over to the side of Demonic Ascension in this week 1.
Yeah, that's typical MF gaming. You do nothing all game, and then finally the wombo combo reveals itself, and you just destroy people. It's typical, just standard MF gaming.
Typical MF gaming. That was absolutely an insane series. In my opinion, that was crazy to see how those, like, it was one game they stomped, another game they got it, and then it's just like, I just think that was, oh man, that was a good series. I think that was actually a really good series. I was very surprised to see how quickly Demonic Ascension adapted, and then it became like, all right, how do we win this game? And that ultimately led them to just basically saying, we're gonna pick the same comp twice, and that's all we need to do.
Yeah, it's a little tragic for Goat Kings because the first game looked so decisive in their favor, and then Demonic Ascension was like, hold on a second, that comp looks pretty good. We're going to run something pretty much similar. And then it just didn't seem like Goat Kings had a strong answer to the mirror, essentially.
I just feel like they weren't, like, maybe it was just like, hey, we got this comp in mind, and then after that it's like, oh wait, maybe we don't know what to do against our own kind of composition. And that's just a matter of like practice and everything. I don't think that Goat King showed themselves as a weak team. It was just more of like, well, Demonic Ascension kind of like saw their card and then played it back, and they played it a little bit better this time around to just be able to bring themselves to the victory. I don't think there's anything wrong with what Goat Kings did. I just think like once they tighten that up a bit for themselves, it'll be golden. Honestly, that was a hell of a series to watch. I don't know about you guys, but that was awesome. If I don't, I unfortunately cannot initiate the MVP vote, but if any of the other admins here are able to initiate the MVP vote, go right ahead. But I personally am going to be a voter for Genos just because it was so unexpected to see the performance out of him in game 2 and game 3. Or yeah, game 2 and game 3. It was just very unexpected, and I am absolutely surprised by him. And I think that giving him his props is definitely worth it, especially in a league where top lane is very, very pinched right now, and you really got to show your stuff.
Definitely agree with that decision, just because considering what we saw game one, you would think that the mental might be in the gutter a little bit, but no, he was here to play the game, so definite props that Genos deserves that.
And I don't want to take away from Envy. I don't want to take away from Junior. I don't want to take away from Pharaoh. I don't want to take away from Worthy, because you guys all played a damn clean, especially games 2 and 3. All of you played a really damn good games 2 and 3. And I know game 1 was a little rough, but that's because, well, Goat Kings played a damn good game 1. Like you can't even deny that both these. And that's why I was talking to Pharaoh in a call. And I literally said to him, like, if there's anything that's going to happen, like, you guys are going to be it's like a very, very even, like, games is what I expect out of both these teams. And I got exactly that up until game 3, where, again, the composition that they had it was, how do you beat that? And then we're going to see that Trundle and Brand are going to be getting banned every game. Trundle and Brand are going to be getting banned every game. If anybody from DA is currently available, I think we can get you guys into the casting chat real quick and maybe just ask you a quick couple questions while you guys are available. If you are, just jump into general chat. I'll give you guys like a minute or so to do so. But I think if that's not the case, if I don't see anyone jump in general in like the next minute, then I think we'll be good to go. But no, I think, like I said, personally for me, if I'm giving week 1 MVP for DA, it's gonna go to Genos. So you at least got the casters vote. So that matters. That does matter something, because we also give out the 30 days of love to all the primers and all the subscribers and stuff like that. So we got some power here on the casting desk. Listen and watch that. I'm telling you right now, it's probably, if MF is constantly let through, you guys are going to be pulling like Trundle, Brand, and Mumu bands constantly. Like, that's just...
At least until MF gets nerfed. I think she's in the realm of needing a nerf, because it's a little oppressive right now, in my opinion.
But she's
as an ADC player.
But whenever it's around, like, I honestly don't expect that to happen until probably closer to the beginning of the season. Beard, if you can hear us, I actually can't drag Worthy Dust up. Can you drag Worthy Dust to the casting chat for me, if possible?
I can. Where's he at?
He's in Season 5 Draft Watch Party, it looks like. I think he's...
Okay. Yeah, I got him.
Worthy! If he's available, it looks like. Are we actually going to get a player interview today? Might not be able to. Wait, I heard general chat. What about general chat? Genos, if you want to jump in and do a quick player and interview for the games, we would love to have you jump in the general chat real quick with Beard and KB, and we'll drag you up. I think we might have dragged Worthy Dust from something else potentially. All right. Why is everyone jumping in Season 5 Draft Watch Party? That's you know what? Just drag them up. We could drag them up too. There we go. Genos.
Hello.
So, sir. After getting to see the games casted, getting to watch them back, how you feeling now? You played them.
Rewatching that game 1 was a little tough. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely some decisions were made that maybe should not have been made. But I didn't want that to be my first impression, so I played a little more serious the other games and played a little better. I don't really know. Yeah.
So how does
top laner stuff.
I'm about to say, so how does it feel knowing that now you're probably gonna get Trundle banned against you? Just because that champion is absolutely busted in this league.
Yo, ban Trundle, the Croc's coming out. The Croc is coming out.
Oh, so you're saying you can't be banned out? Ooh, hear that,
Hey,
everybody?
this god puddle is a big puddle.
No, it again. I said it once. I'll say it again. It's super impressive to see. Like, obviously, game one was really rough for you, but you turned it around game 2 and 3 and showed that you can punch above your weight class, and that's super impressive.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, this is my first time playing competitive league, so it's definitely been an experience for sure. Yeah, I mean, still learning, getting the gist of it. You feel me?
We're gonna have to figure out, like, I don't know how many like new people to Valhalla this are in this season, but we might have to figure out like a rookie of the season type of deal eventually. And I think you're probably looking at it as the #1 pick right now, Genos. So I think that
Oh,
congratulations to that. And I, like I
oh, I
said,
appreciate that.
I think can't doubt my top laner. We always had faith. Yeah, so I think that constitutes as an MVP vote from Envy, I would think, for you. So I think we can. Yeah, he actually just said it right as I said it too. So you know what? I think we can solemnly say that for week 1, Demonic Ascension's MVP is going to Genos. So congratulations, sir, for getting that MVP award.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will print out a sheet and put it in a plaque on my wall.
You know, I wish we could really do something like get you like. I think we got to get like an MVP tag in like the in like Valhalla, so people can be like MVP for a week or something like that. I don't know.
Hey man, that'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, awesome. I mean, did you have any more questions for me?
Aside from, are you ready? Do you guys know who your week 2 matchup is actually?
I think it's HYG.
Ooh, nice. So Demonic Ascension going up against the previous season's finalist. That'll be very interesting.
The boy band is back in
Definitely
town.
excited. Hopefully next week maybe Garen will get banned. I'm excited for that. Maybe potentially. See if I can get a good old Garen game out. But
Guys, don't ban his Garen
yeah,
so I can
guys.
cast it.
Well, guys, I appreciate the interview, the talking, and the MVP is kind of sick. Not gonna lie.
There you go. Your first week in Valhalla, you get an MVP. That's a really big accomplishment, man. You should be proud of that. Carry that with you, because you know what? That's at least the very beginning of the season. So you can carry that for the whole season. Be like, you know what? I at least got an MVP. So let's go. I think for a lot of people, they're probably going to look at this game and say, like, all right, Demonic Ascension, let's not sleep. We can't sleep on them because they clearly can bring they can bring a serious punch. And for Goat Kings, I don't think anyone is looking at Goat Kings any differently. It's just a matter of, hey, just clean some things up. And ultimately, they can still be a very, very strong team, because I think both of your teams on paper looked very even in my personal opinion. And I think for Goat Kings on paper, they are still a very, very strong team. And I know you guys were kind of like a little worried about going up against them at first, but again, you guys
Yeah,
showed that you
no,
have strength.
I think on paper, yeah, I think we're pretty even. I think the thing about the last two games was I think we just drafted better. I think we played the draft. We kind of just picked the champs that we knew had a lot of value, and I think I think the draft was just a big part of it, honestly, because like game one we got out drafted really hard, and then we paid the consequences, um, and then vice versa. But yeah, I'm excited for week 2.
Alrighty. And just to get it quick, I want to just shout out Worthy Dust unfortunately tried to join, but he couldn't due to some issue going on with his phone and microphone. So sorry that he couldn't join, but I'm sure that he would have had some good words and stuff like that to join with us here on the casting desk. So I'm
He
just
always
gonna go
does.
ahead and say it
Yeah.
for him, but he wants everyone to know that he's reincarnated. He is back, baby, and he's really ready. I honestly think that you guys have a damn good team and have the potential for making a really good playoff run. So just keep it up and just keep doing what you guys have been doing. And again, you guys were one of the first teams I saw who immediately jumped into their team chats and was just practicing off rip. So for what it is that practice showed here, you guys were able to really bring out that win, and just keep it up for as long as you guys can.
Yeah, man. Excited, looking forward to it. All right, man. I'm going to hop out of here, but thank you for everything.
Of course, you have a good rest of your night, Genos, and once
Yeah,
again,
you too.
congratulations.
GG's. Thank you,
GG's.
thank you.
And with that said, everybody, I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream. Again, I am very sorry for some of the technical difficulties that we had in the beginning. I'm sure that we were able to figure some of those things out and make the stream a lot more enjoyable for everybody. I just want to also once again shout out Hardway for subscribing with us once again for 18 months and guaranteeing himself 30 days of love here with Valhalla Esports. I want to also thank Blitz and Hailstorm for getting this stream ready for me and helping me to make sure that I ran into as little issues as possible. Because let's be real here, if I did this by myself at the very beginning, we probably would have had way more worse options or way more worse problems. So thank them as well for always being really, really good on the casting desk and on the production and being able to keep that up. Tactic, Evbot, you guys were absolutely amazing and allowed me to cast to my absolute best ability. That was so much fun, and I hope that we get to have you guys join on the desk once again at some point. Is there any final words that you guys want to say to the audience before we get out of here?
Look forward to probably my team's games getting casted based off of the voting, or even our VOD getting casted, maybe. I stole Elder Dragon Smile.
You stole all their dragons smile. Okay, so so I gotta
I
get
did
some
do that.
extra games casted. I'm trying to get as many games casted before we can get the seer out on Friday or Saturday. So we'll see what we can get over the next couple of days. But I'm definitely gonna try to get more of these games casted. If I can start a little bit earlier, maybe I can do 2 different series, 1 3-game, 1 2-game. I have the voice for it. Let's just see if I have the other casters to help me out a little bit with that too. But with that much said, guys, again, this has been Tactic, Fbot, and Malco with the casting for Valhalla Season 5 Week 1 of the Valhalla Esports with Demonic Ascension versus Goat Kings. Absolute bangers of games, went all the way to a silver scrapes, and we're going to be looking forward to many more series from all of these teams and for them to do their damn best. With that much said, I hope everyone else, it's midnight now where I'm at, so I hope you all have a good night. Peace out.